come back as this guy who's going to love everybody and rapture everybody off to heaven. That's not true. That's not the teaching of the Bible. The Bible says, that he does judge and make work.
All praises to the Father and His Son, the creator of the universe. Yeah, the giver of the laws and commandments, crucified for the sins of the whole earth. But y'all don't pay him no mind, y'all don't pay him no homage. I ain't tripping on him, y'all don't love him. Y'all too busy worshiping other guys, Christmas, Easter, Valentine. Yeah, y'all love sin. And these taxes ain't no help, they done closed up the doors to the kingdom. Matthew 23 and 13, tell me y'all some hypocrites. Y'all ain't even getting in the kingdom. And that's real. I've been walking with the word, trying to get to know the word. Another word, I've been reading script. And come to find out, it's a different story when you understand the manuscript. It is false doctrines, all lies. Like going to heaven when we die. What else? Like eating catfish and pork rinds. That's abomination in the Lord's eyes. You gotta unlearn and relearn everything that you did learn about the Most High God of these scriptures, and you better do it before He return. Cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. Nah, kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to set the record straight. Come on, He coming back to pass judgment. Yeah, cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. He ain't kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to clear the controversy. He coming back to pass judgment. 7 trumpets, 7 vows. Right after Jacob see his trouble, it's coming. He said the whole world gon' bow. Whether you hate him or you love him, it's coming. Got a war, you ain't keeping this commandment, you gon' perish when He come back with His army and the sword. Judgment has been handed down to Him from the Father, and the title has been given Lord of all lords. You've been worshiping in vain though, cause you don't really know Him like you claim so. At the day of judgment, He gon' tell you He don't know you either. And to the liquor fires, where you gon' go? All you heathens and you Edomites. Yeah, Babylon gon' die that night. Talk a takeover, full overthrow. The man of sin, he gon' burn slow. What you know about blood up to the horse's bridle? He gon' call all the fowls of the earth to come feast on the dead bodies, laying every word. You can read it, you been sinning, you ain't gonna be spared. I've been reading, you should get prepared. Yeah, I've been reading, baby, you should be scared. If you thinking the Messiah is a white boy with blue eyes and blonde hair, that's deception at its highest. He gon' judge you with the highest when you kick against the laws and the commandments. That's the covenant, I'm standing on it. 10 toes down, I know you been playing on it. You gotta unlearn and relearn everything that you did learn about the Most High God of these scriptures, and you better do it before He return. Cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. Nah, kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to set the record straight. Come on, He coming back to pass judgment. Yeah, cause He ain't coming back to shake hands. He ain't kissing and hugging. No, He coming back to clear the controversy. He coming back to pass judgment. And I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse. And He that sat upon Him was called Faithful and True. And in righteousness He doeth judge and make war. His eyes were as a flame of fire, and on His head were many crowns. And He had a name written that no man knew but Himself. He was clothed with a vesture dipped in blood, and His name was called the Word of God. And the armies which were in heaven followed Him upon white horses, clothed in fine linen, white and clean. And out of His mouth goeth a sharp sword, that with it He shall smite the nations, and He shall rule them with a rod of iron. And He treadeth the winepress of fierceness and of wrath of God Almighty.
The Bible exposes and condemns corporate capitalism. It also condemns mercantilism in a form of capitalist accumulation. And it's interesting that you can listen.
Yeah. Two most important things in a man's life is the day he's born, and the reason why you find out is what's your purpose.
Head up, head up, head up.
And I sit back, I think about what it's like. Yeah, from the day I was born to the day I found what gave me life. Hey, what's my purpose? Found out was royalty. And as I face the east, for the Most High I'm serving. Sit back, I wonder what it's like. Yeah, from the day I was born to the day I found what you gave me life. Hey, what's my purpose? Thought I was royalty. And as I face the east, for the most high, I was alone in this world. They still trying to figure it out. But then I found who I was. I no longer live with the doubt. I was down bad living in the world of sin, dealing with foolish pride. Only the strong survivor had to open up the Bible edges to ease my mind. Giving all praise to the most high. I remember cold nights when my granny died. I swear I cried like 100 times. Please give me the strength so I won't backslide. I won't backslide. That's just the devil trying to intervene. He's trying to defend, so ain't no in between. You gotta choose a side. If you want to fly, roll with the king. Whoever you do it to the end shall be saved. Gotta do it to the end, cause we living in these last days. It's like a hummingbird without a sound. Watching boxes bars going 12 rounds. Got dipped in the water, watch the old man drown. Now I can finally receive my crown. Gotta keep the law, commandments, show you loyalty, yeah. True kings and queens, just know that you royalty, yeah. True Israelite from the flesh, know that's from the sea. Never turned your back on Israel, thanks for choosing me. And I sit back, I think about what it's like. Yeah, from the day I was born to the day I found gave me life. Hey, what's my purpose? Thought I was royalty. And as I face the east, for the most high, I'm serving. Sit back, I wonder what it's like. Yeah, from the day I was born to the day I found what you gave me life. Hey, what's my purpose? Thought I was royalty. And as I face the east, for the most high, I'm serving.
I sit back and wonder what it's like, but what it's really like, if you ain't living right. Cause all the stuff I'm used to, it just ain't feeling right. I got in the truth, I thought I was living right, but things ain't the same. See, a lot of things change since I found out his name. It'll never be in vain. Used to be hard to smile, but I'm living now. Cause I got the most high living in my spirit now. And he gon' hold me down. Yeah, he gon' hold me down. I got faith in my face. You can see that I be proud. And he gon' hold me down. Yeah, he gon' hold me down. I got faith in my face. You can see that I be proud. All praise.
And I sit back, I think about what it's like. Yeah, from the day I was born to the day I found what you gave me life. Hey, what's my purpose? Thought I was royalty. And as I face the east, for the most high, I'm serving. Sit back, I wonder what it's like. Yeah, from the day I was born to the day I found what you gave me life. Hey, what's my purpose? Thought I was royalty. And as I face the east, for the most high, I'm serving. Kwam Yasharadu, Kwam Yasharadu, Kwam Yasharadu, Kwam Yasharadu, Kwam Yasharadu, Kwam Yasharadu, Kwam Yasharadu.
It is written in your law, it is said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, let you die like men. It is written in your law, it is said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, let you die like men. Why am I so angry? This main GX system is depressing. After my allegiance to it, I'm not interested. I do my work and go home. I'm at that age where my tolerance isn't long-winded. I go into a complete rage. Cats be like, relax, burn a little sage. Shut up, idiot. When the smoke clears, we all still slaves here. We're the 99 percentile, both the Jew and the Gentile. It's a journey to the grave, single file. There's a percent left that's trying to escape death. That uses every breath to plot and had his planet to theyself. And guess what you want? Not a total complete overhaul. You rather be that brand new 1%. Heck is wrong with y'all. I've read the book of James, the woe that comes a must. Due to capitalism, chapter 5, your goal is turn to rust. Weeping how, being turned to dust. Gon' secure the bag, yep, oppression will make a wise man mad. You gon' die like that. To your gods, cause if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men? What you die like men? What you die like men? It is written in your law and said to your cause. If you can't endure until the end, what you die like men? What you die like men? Yeah. What you die like men? I know what you think. It ain't no way for us to duck and dodge. Akish is something different, dude. He's gonna be a problem. Homie rap is iffy, but I can spit, so I keep a slight advantage on him. I would not submit. It has never crossed my mind to quit. I was chosen to bang it out with tone over the heat he be composing, all the while opposing everything unrighteous I'm supposing. Ain't about to take this sitting down, my door on earth is closing. A quick message to the oppressed, they all hate you simply because of who you are. Chill, ain't no breakthrough. Quit trying to join their ranks, the template here is theirs. Either you with them or against them. Bottom line, nobody cares. If everything was equal, the system wouldn't work. It needs an imbalance, therefore it needs your feet to hit the dirt. That's brutal honesty, indiscriminate truth. Somebody gotta break the cycle, time to turn it loose. Come on. Written in your law and said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men? What you die like men? What you die like men? It is written in your law and said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men? What you die like men? You die like men. I yearn to be redeemed from under the curse of it. I'm called a fascist. I'm none of these damn titles, I just hate these social classes. We've been indoctrinated from birth. What is school besides a means to teach they bidden and create that human pool? Where I'm cool, but I'm no fool. We in modern times functioning by Babylonian rule. Nimrod's alive and well, ain't he? The mighty hunter. He stalks us all and we'll do anything to ease the hunger. We'll always be amongst you. I wonder why, because the system never changes. People live and people die. They can't hang, they get high. Can't get by without submission. Once this occurs, it's hard to take a breath without permission. What the heck you think they cooking up in Hell's Kitchen? Soup, that's that witchcraft, divination, roots. Oops, I probably said a little bit too much. Best that I should go. Somebody pulled up in the front, they at the door. You about to die like men. And said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men? What you die like men? But in the end, you're gonna die like that. It is written in your law and said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men. It is written in your law and said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men. It is written in your law and said to your gods, if you can't endure until the end, what you die like men.
Yes, sir. Shout out to Akish. Shout out to Ak Franco. And shout out to my damn it, who's that I had on the first track, man? My Ak D-Roll. Shout out to my Ak D-Roll on the first track, Ak Franco on the second track, and Akish Milka on the second track. You can find them all on YouTube Premium, and just about any places audio can be found. So all praise to the Most High, Yah Shabbat Shalom to the brethren. I should be joined here soon by my brother Kafer. He's gonna be coming in and helping me chop this thing up, but I'm gonna get started. Gonna be reading the Book of Ezekiel. You know, it's a lot of prophecy in this book. You know, the Most High deals with the, you know, the promising destruction of his people for their wickedness. You know what I'm saying? The people got all kind of stuff going on. And, you know, I think I had heard before, but I didn't really, you know, dive into it right. But And it's crazy that I was gonna read this before I saw this post, but I saw a post about dildos, right? And it says dildos in the Bible, and it goes to Ezekiel chapter 16, and it talks about how the children of Israel took the gold that the Most High gave them and made idols and prostituted themselves with the idols. So I go and I Google ancient dildos just to see if it was a real thing. And it's a real thing. They've been doing this. They've been involving themselves in this wickedness for a long time. The video is not about that. I'm just saying that to show how stuff we think new and think cute is really not cool. And the Most High says that this is prostituting yourselves off to idols, you know. And people would say, well, masturbation ain't in the Bible, ain't nothing wrong with using this stuff. Well, we see that there's something wrong with it and that the Most High does not approve. So, you know, there we go. So let's get into it, man. The book of Ezekiel. We're going to start at chapter 1. I might not read the whole book because I know, you know, we don't like to devote too much time to one thing, you know. People watch 5 minutes, 10 minutes, click off, or 20 minutes, click off. So 2 and 3 hours, they really ain't going to get it. But all praises, we'll do this as the Most High permits. Let's get into this. The book of Ezekiel here. Stop sharing that. And let's start sharing. Let's start sharing this. All right. The book of Ezekiel, chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the 30th year, in the 4th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I was among the captives by the river of Chebar, that the Shemayim were open, and I saw visions of Yah. In the 5th day of the month, which was the 5th year of King Jehoiachin's captivity, the word of Yah came expressly unto Ezekiel the priest, the son of Buzi, in the land of the Chaldeans. I do believe the Chaldeans is the Greeks, because Alexander the Great was a Chaldean, I believe. I believe he was a Chaldean. By the river Chebar. And the hand of Yah was there upon him. And I looked, and behold, a whirlwind came out of the north, a great cloud and a fire enfolding itself. And the brightness was about it, and out of the midst thereof, as the color of amber. And out of the midst of the fire, also out of the midst thereof came the likeness of 4 living creatures, and this was their appearance. They had the likeness of a man, and every one had 4 faces, and every one had 4 wings. And their feet were straight feet, and the sole of their feet was like the sole of a calf's foot, and they sparkled like the color of burnished brass. And they had the hands of a man under their wings, on their 4 sides. And they 4 had their faces and their wings. Their wings were joined one to another. They turned not when they went. They went every one straight forward. As for the likeness of their faces, they 4 had the face of a man and the face of a lion. on the right side. And they four had the face of an ox on the left side. They four also had the face of an eagle. Thus were their faces, and their wings were stretched upward. Two wings of every one were joined one to another, and two covered their bodies. And they went every one straight forward, whither the Spirit was to go. They went and they turned not when they went. I want to say something too, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know the ramifications of what all this means about the faces and the wings and the face of a lion and the face of a man, right? And I don't particularly care like that, because this ain't got nothing to do with my salvation. On Judgment Day, the Most High ain't gonna ask me, what did the face mean? What did that face mean? What did the lion mean? I'm not concerned with that. When I read this passage, when it gets to the parts about, you know, how a man and a woman ought to live and how they ought not to live, these are the parts I'm going to expound on and speak on, right? And I would encourage each of you to not worry yourselves or busy yourselves with these things if you find yourself with other issues in your life that the knowledge of these things won't help. You addicted to smoking cigarettes, you can't stop? Knowing the four faces is not going to help you. You know what I'm saying? Conquer that, then come back and devote yourself to trying to figure out these things, I would say, you know, but to each his own. And they went everyone straight forward, whether the Spirit was to go. They went and they turned not when they went. For as the likeness of the living creatures, their appearance was like burning coals of fire. And like the appearance of lamps, it went up and down among the living creatures. And the fire was bright, and out of the fire went forth lightning. And the living creatures ran and returned as the appearance of a flash of lightning. Now as I beheld the living creatures, behold, one wheel upon the earth by the living creatures, with his four faces. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of beryl. And they four had one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the midst of a wheel. When they went upon their four sides, and they turned not when they went. As for their rings, they were so high that they were dreadful, and their rings were full of eyes round about them four. And when the living creatures went, the wheels went by them. And when the living creatures were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up. Whithersoever the Spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go. And the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the ruach of the living creature was in the wheels. I should have been saying ruach the whole time, and not spirit. When those went, these went. And when those stood, these stood. And when those were lifted up from the earth, the wheels were lifted up over against them. For the ruach of the living creature was in the wheels. And the likeness of the firmament upon the heads of the living creature was as the color of the terrible crystal stretched forth over their heads above. And under the firmament was their wings straight, and the one forward the other. Everyone had two, which covered on this side, and everyone had two, which covered on that side, their bodies. And when they went, I heard the noise of their wings, like the noise of great waters, as the voice of the Almighty the voice of speech, as the noise of an host. When they stood, they let down their wings. And there was a voice from the firmament that was over their heads when they stood, and had let down their wings. And above the firmament that was over their heads was the likeness of a throne, as the appearance of a sapphire stone. And upon the likeness of the throne was the likeness as the appearance of a man above it, upon it. And I saw as the color of amber, as the appearance of fire round about within it, from the appearance of his loins even upward, and from the appearance of his loins even downward. I saw, as it were, the appearance of fire, and it had brightness round about, as the appearance of the bow that is in the cloud in the day of rain. So was the appearance of the brightness round about. This was the appearance of the likeness of the esteem of Yah. And when I saw it, I fell upon my face and heard a voice of one that spake. Chapter 2. And he said unto me, Son of man, stand upon thy feet, and I will speak unto thee. And the Ruach entered into me when he spake unto me, and set me upon my feet, that I heard him that spake unto me. He said unto me, Son of man, I send thee to the children of Yasharal, to a rebellious nation that hath rebelled against me. They and their fathers have transgressed against me, even unto this very day. For they are impudent children and stiff-hearted. I do send thee unto them. And thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah your mighty one. And they, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear, for they are a rebellious house, yet shall know that there hath been a prophet among them. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words. Though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions, be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks. Though they be a rebellious house. This is a scripture to send to your people who, heavy-hearted about trying to spread the word, about trying to help people and correct people, as the scriptures say. Send them this thing right here. Ezekiel chapter 2, verse 6. I'm going to read it again. And thou, son of man, be not afraid of them, neither be afraid of their words, though briars and thorns be with thee, and thou dost dwell among scorpions. Be not afraid of their words, nor be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. And thou shalt speak my words unto them, whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. For they are most rebellious. How many times he gonna say they rebellious? You've been rebellious. Quit acting like, because you didn't woke up to who you are, that all of a sudden you just fantastic. The Most High say you're rebellious. But thou, son of man, hear what I say unto thee. Be not thou rebellious. Don't be like them. Be not thou rebellious, like that rebellious house. Open thy mouth and eat that I give thee. So to be like them, they not trying to do a good work. They not trying to bring forth correction. That's rebelliousness. The Most High said, don't be like them. Be opposite of the briars and the thorns and the scorpions around about you. They probably would have called Ezekiel militant and hard. And what they called me? What they said I was, man, extreme. They might have called Ezekiel extreme. And when I looked, behold, a hand was sent unto me, and a hand was sent unto me, and lo, a roll of a book was therein, and he spread it before me, and it was written within and without, and there was written therein lamentations and mourning and woe. This is what you bring to the people, man, when you got to correct them, because you got to let them know that if you don't correct yourself, there will be lamentations, mourning, and woe behind your actions. Ezekiel chapter 3. Hold on. My brother's here. My brother's here now. Hallelujah.
Shalom, family. Shabbat shalom, family.
Shabbat shalom, brother. Right on time at the start of a chapter.
Yes, sir.
What do you think about that chapter? First of all, I told the people, man, about chapter 1 when it's talking about the creature and the wheels and all that in the face of a lion. I'm like, that may have some credit to it, and a lot of people would read that and give hours and days and weeks to trying to study to figure out what that means. But, I'm more so of the mind of, let's qualify. If you are the mind that you qualify for the kingdom, you ain't got nothing wrong, you righteous, everything upright, then okay, you got the time for that. But most of our people is really, entrenched in, or engulfed in wickedness, right? Temptations. They're being tempted by this. They're being tempted by that. They're being tried by this. They're being tried by that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, me personally, I would address those things more so than studying the mysteries of the Shemaim, as I call it.
The more important matters right now. Yeah.
What you got? The weightier matters. Yeah.
The weightier matters. Yeah. Yeah. I'm in agreement with you. I guess it's a lot of people out there that want to know about all the mysteries, but don't even have perfected the walk yet. I mastered the walk yet. I became whole in the walk in regards of what's righteous and doing what's right and doing righteous at all times. But they want to know all these mysteries and the stars and the quasars and all this extra stuff. Nah, man, get the foundation down correct, man. So and then your house and your building right, everything right. Get that straight first, and then you can indulge or get into that. Like, follow the proper steps and procedures first, and then get into that. Don't try to get into this first and then leave this undone. Now, get that right. Get what you need and get you what you need right first before you move on to something like that. It's been like that because that's more intriguing to people, right? Mysteries and some hidden knowledge and all this whole other stuff.
Oh, like they do on that cartoon. What's that cartoon that's on that Toy Story? The little things.
Wow. Little green alien. Yeah. But I'm agreeing, Sagan. You're right, man. That's what we need to do, man. Everybody, man. Especially everybody in the walk that want to try to consider all these mysteries. Get the righteous walk down first. Get your relationship with the Father down first. Get your heart circumcised first. Get all this stuff done first. Yes, then you qualified to receive these things. The Most High said he would not withhold any good thing for them to walk uprightly toward him. So walk upright first. Learn that. Perfect that first.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. Let's get it. And if there's anything that you want to speak on expound on while I'm reading, just stop me, you know.
The Ruach move, brother.
On top of it. Start at chapter 3. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, eat that thou findest, eat this roll, and go, speak unto the house of Israel. So I opened my mouth, and he caused me to eat that roll. And he said unto me, Son of man, cause thy belly to eat, and fill thy bowels with this roll that I give thee. Then did I eat it, and it was in my mouth as honey for sweetness. And he said unto me, Son of man, go, get thee unto the house of Israel, and speak, house of Yasharal, and speak with my words unto them. For thou art not sent to a people of a strange speech and of an hard language, but to the house of Yasharal. Not to many people of a strange speech and of an hard language, whose words thou canst not understand. Surely had I sent thee to them, they would have hearkened unto thee. That's why you see heathens going harder in the walk than a lot of Yasharal is, man.
I'm telling you.
These heathens right now, man, to give up everything and go live in the woods to do, you know, it's like just zealous, man. And here people trying to say they going to hell for it. That's why Hamashiach told the Pharisees, listen, man, whoremongers and tax collectors gonna get into the kingdom for some of y'all. Because they gonna hear and they gonna listen, they gonna change. You gonna hear and play. But the house of Yasharal will not hearken unto thee, for they will not hearken unto me. For all the house of Yasharal are impudent and hard-hearted. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their faces, and thy forehead strong against their forehead. As an adamant, harder than flint, have I made thy forehead. Fear them not, neither be dismayed at their looks, though they be a rebellious house. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, all my words that I shall speak unto thee, receive in thine heart, and hear with thine ears. And go, get thee to them. Hey, that means hurry up. Now, they don't say that all the time. There's a go, get thee, hurry up, get thee to them of the captivity unto the children of thy people, and speak unto them and tell them, thus said
Adonai Yahweh.
Yah, Yahweh, Yahuwah. It's pretty much all the same thing, right? It's just a different
well, what I'm saying is the LORD right there is always Adonai. Every time in this lowercase right there, but the capital G, capital O, capital D is a mark put there by man to let them know that that's what the name of the creator be.
Okay, so the Adonai Yahweh. But when it's all caps, what is it?
That's when it's all caps, it's the same thing. That's what you got to see, the same, the systematic, the pattern that they have put. Every time that you see capital LORD, it'll say Yahweh, but you'll never see it say the LORD in lowercase and then capital LORD over there. If you pay attention, you only see.
So it won't have capital LORD and
capital GOD. Right. You'll never see that. That's not how.
Now that you say that, I've never seen that.
Right.
Yeah. That's beautiful. That's beautiful.
Hallelujah. Understand me?
Adonai. Yeah, Yahuwah.
The sovereign, right?
Whether they will hear or whether they will forbear. Then the Ruach took me up, and I heard behind me a voice of a great rushing, saying, Baruch be thy esteem of the Adonai, of Yahweh.
Right.
The caps is the name. Caps
right.
is the name. From his place. I heard also the noise of the wings of the living creatures that that touched one another, and the noise of the wheels over against them, and the noise of a great rush. Also, the Ruach lifted me up and took me away, and I went in bitterness, in the heat of my Ruach. But the hand of Yah was strong upon me. Then I came to them of the captivity at Tel Aviv. One day we need to look these up and find out where this is.
Tel Aviv, I think that almost sounded to me like Tel Aviv. You know how they say they pronounce the V's with B. That's where the confusion come in at, because it's a mixing, confusion by mixing. You got the people from another language that speak Yiddish that come along and take the Hebrew and turn B's into V's and turn U's into the V's and W's and all this old crazy stuff, man, that they do, man. They've been doing that. That's why I say it's not. And here it say Tel Aviv, but when you look on the map, it'll say Tel Aviv with a V. So they turned B's to V. So now Yakub has become Yaakov with a V sound. You see what I'm saying? So that's what that is.
Because Tel Aviv is modern day, what they call Israel. So what if that ain't really Israel? That's the place of the captivity. That's why you'd find, ancient things or places where, Hebrews live, right? Because they was held captive there for 70 years or something like that. Now, this is the Chaldean captivity here. So after the Chaldean came the Romans, didn't it? Ain't the Chaldeans Greeks?
Well, the Chaldeans is the That's the Babylonians. That's the
who is the Greeks?
The Greeks are the ones that came after Persia. They was the ones that came before Roman. The Greeks are the that is in the book, in the English book it go Ionians, but they got him what do they call, how they call Greeks, the Yavin. Let's see, man. Yeah, but let me get us to go ahead now. I ain't gonna disturb you on the read though. Go ahead.
One of the books talked about it, man. I want to say it was either Maccabees or it was Jasher. Because didn't it say that Alexander was a Chaldean, or he was something, man? Chaldean, if the Chaldeans is the Babylonians, because they was black.
Mm-hmm. So you got the Grecian, you got Greece with the Grecians, you got the Yavin, which is part of the Greece empire. That's who they are of Yavin. The Yavin people, Javin, when people say Javin, one of the sons of Japheth's son. Sorry about that, Japheth's sons, and Javin it's the Greeks. That's the Greeks. So yeah.
Macedonian. Chittim, that's what they was.
Yeah, Chittim.
Chittimites. Or no, it's
Chittim. It's Chittim. That's what I just said, Chittim. But some people say it's Chittim. That's Javin and Greeks and stuff like that. So yeah, that's the Yavin people.
That's the word I couldn't think of. I don't know why I said Chaldeans. Probably because it's a C. It's a C and an H in there.
Yeah.
Hold on, on Chittim it is, yeah. Not Chittim. What was we at? Ezekiel 3. All right, let's get back to it. What was we at? All right, 15. Then I came to them of the captivity of Tel Aviv that dwelt by the river of Chebar. And I sat there, and I sat where they sat. So this is the first captivity with the Assyrians, right?
No, that's the Babylon. Ezekiel was sent to the Babylonian people in Babylon too. The Babylon captivity. Right, if I'm not mistaken, let's get on. Let's get on the research. This is what, huh?
Ain't that the same captivity?
No, Assyria is not the same as Babel.
Babel is came after that. Nebuchadnezzar.
Nebuchadnezzar, yeah, Babel, but the first captivity was Assyrian. The children, the house of Yasha'al, which is the northern tribe, was the ones that was in captivity to Assyria. See, Yehuda was in captivity to Babylon. So,
Right.
so
Okay.
yeah.
And I sat where they sat, and remained there astonished among them 7 days. Tripping off of how they act, probably how they act, how they talk, watching what the captivity did to them. Same thing we be going through. Watching our people that's still stuck in the world or that's giving over to the mindset of the heathen, like just astonished. I've been astonished longer than 7 days. And it came to pass at the end of the 7 days that the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman unto the house of Yasharal. Therefore, hear the word at my mouth, and give them warning from me. When I say unto the wicked, thou shalt surely die, and thou givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. Why do you warn the wicked out?
To save their life.
Yes, givest him not warning, nor speakest to warn the wicked from his wicked way to save his life. The same wicked man shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thine hand, at your hand. Yet if thou warn the wicked, and he turn not from his wickedness, nor from his wicked way, he shall die in his iniquity. But thou hast delivered thy soul. Again, when a righteous man doth turn from his righteousness and commit iniquity, and I lay a stumbling block before him, he shall die. Because thou hast not given him warning. He shall die in his sin, and his righteousness which he hath done shall not be remembered. But his blood will I require at thine hand.
Mm-hmm.
That's why you got to warn them whether they want to hear it or not.
Right.
Nevertheless, if thou warn a righteous man that the righteous sin not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live because he is warned. Also, thou hast delivered thy soul.
Mm-hmm.
And the hand of Yah was there upon me, and he said unto me, Arise, go forth into the plain, and I will talk with thee. Then I arose and went forth into the plain, and behold, the esteem of Yah stood there as the esteem which I saw by the river Chabar, and I fell on my face. Then the Ruach entered into me and set me upon my feet. See, it always takes the Ruach to help you to stand in the face of the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's like you can't do it on your own accord.
No, never.
You ain't even had the strength to stand in front of it.
The Ruach has always been active, always been in motion since the beginning.
People think when that sky crack open, it's gonna be all, they're gonna be crunked. I'm like, yeah. No, your heart gonna drop to your belly when that thing happens. Some people gonna die. Men's hearts shall fail them from fear. Some of them gonna want to die, but they can't. And the Ruach entered into me and set me upon my feet and spake with me and said unto me, Go, shut thyself within thine house. You see how much it take to even come talk to these folks, man? Most High had to send the Ruach to come deal with this man a couple times. But thou, son of man, behold, they shall put bands upon thee, and shall bind thee with them, and thou shalt not go out among them. And I will make thy tongue cleave to the roof of thy mouth, that thou shalt be dumb, and shalt not be to them a reprover, for they are a rebellious house. But when I speak with thee, I will open thy mouth, and thou shalt say unto them, Thus saith the Adonai Yah, he that heareth, let him hear, and he that forbeareth, let him forbear, for they are a rebellious house. Thou also, son of man, take thee a towel and lay it before thee, and portray upon it the city, even Jerusalem, and lay siege against it, and build a fort against it, and cast a mount against it, and set the camp also against it, and set battering rams against it round about. Moreover, take thou unto thee an iron pan, and set it for a wall of iron between thee and the city, and set thy face against it, and it shall be besieged, and thou shalt lay siege against it. This shall be a sign to the house of Yasharal. Lie thou also upon thy left side, and lay the iniquity of the house of Yasharal upon it, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon it, thou shalt bear their iniquity. For I have laid upon thee the years of their iniquity, according to the number of the days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Yasharal. According to the number of days. So these days is years, really, or prophetically, the years up.
Well, 390 days when he laid up on there was actually 300 and have laid upon the years of thy iniquity according to the number of days, 390 days. So 390 days, the days were represented as a year, but it was 390 days that he laid on his left hand side. For I have laid upon the years of their iniquity according to the number of the days, 390 days. So shalt thou bear the iniquity of the house of Yashar. So
I'm saying it's like these days
they represent a year,
represented prophecy,
years,
right?
Yeah, that's what it says right there. Cut and dry,
right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's just keep reading. It might explain itself. And when thou hast accomplished them, lie again on thy right side, and thou shalt bear the iniquity of the house of Judah 40 days. I have appointed thee each day for a year.
See?
Therefore thou shalt set thy face toward the siege of Jerusalem, and thine arm shall be uncovered, and thou shalt prophesy against it. And behold, I will lay bands upon thee, and thou shalt not turn thee from one side to another, till thou hast ended the days of thy siege. Take thou also unto thee wheat and barley and beans and lentils and millet and fitches, and put them in one vessel, and make thee bread thereof, according to the number of the days that thou shalt lie upon thy side. 390 days shalt thou eat thereof.
Mm-hmm.
They put beans in the bread up.
Listen, man, this is that bread that they about to eat. It's about to be defiled because they got to make it with doo-doo. He was gonna make it with doo-doo, but then he cried, I would give him human animal doo-doo to do it instead. But go ahead.
And thy meat which thou shalt eat shall be by weight, 20 shekels a day. From time to time shalt thou eat it. Thou shalt drink also water by measure, the 6th part of an hin. From time to time shalt thou drink. Thou shalt eat it as barley cakes, and thou shalt make it with dung.
Bake it with dung
out of man in their sight. And Yah said, even thus shall the children of Yasharal eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, or I will drive them. So this is what these doctrines are.
Absolutely.
Dung.
That's right. That's right. Come on now. Come on.
Christianity, dung.
Come on.
Valentine's Day, dung.
Come on. Islam.
Yeah. Man, all this stuff that we believe in, that ain't got nothing to do with the Most High Yah, man. It's dung.
Every culture, every doo-doo, I'm telling you. Every culture. Look, I'm gonna say this, and look, y'all, look, hey, it is what it is. It's bullshit. I'm gonna tell you that right now on the Shabbat. Oh, he said bullshit. Yeah, it's bullshit. It's cow dung. Is that not shit? Bullshit. That's what that is. They got all that. I'm just being honest, man. Y'all don't want it raw. and real, do you? You want it all soft and cuddly. Nope. That's what it is. Bullshit. It's bullshit. Bullshit is bullshit. And we call them bullshit, and that's what it is. And shit, we know what shit is. Y'all act like y'all don't say shit. That's feces. That's dung. Oh, that's vulgar, but it's real.
Yeah, man, people listen. People want to talk about these words, right? But you talking about holy in Christ is just as bad biblically. Because we just showed y'all the video the other day where the name Christ comes from Christos, which is a god that these people worship, you know, and his followers are called Christians and all that, man. Like you.
Every culture, this is the thing, man. Our people been following every doctrine of every other people instead of the true doctrine that comes from Shamayim, the true purebred, unleavened that comes from Shamayim, you know, that heavenly bread. They ain't been following the heavenly bread. They want the defiled bread. They love the defiled bread, actually. They got so used to it that it just become part of them. You always
don't even want the real bread no more.
No. It becomes strange and strange tasting, strange looking. And what is this? Manna. What is this?
Jamie Foxx said he went to Africa. Everybody was musty. And they thought he stank because he had on cologne.
Dang.
That's what it's like, though.
That's a good explanation right there. That was good.
I was like, what does that smell? Jamie Foxx wondering what's that smell coming from them?
Right.
What's the smell coming from him?
Both of them looking at each other like
strange.
That's funny. That is funny. That is funny.
Yeah, man. Let's get back.
Yes, sir.
Back on that thing. What was we at right here? Coming out of this site. Let's hit that 13 again. And y'all said, even thus shall the children of Yasharal eat their defiled bread among the Gentiles, whether I will drive them. They're not going to be in Jerusalem no more. They're going to be somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Then said I don't need y'all. Behold, my soul have not been polluted. Hey, he like, listen, I know about all that, them getting drove out and defiled bread. I get all that. But listen, man, I don't eat no poop now. He's like, hold on. Poop.
Hold on. Let me make a connection too, man, with the prophet, with the Nabi, Kazakiah, and Kepha. Because remember, okay, this is Kazakiah, Ezekiel, what people call Ezekiel, communicating with Abba, saying, Abba, I ain't never ate nothing defiled in my mouth and everything. And then when you go back to Kepha and see him when he had a dream of the sheep being laid down to him and all these old unclean meats and these animals is coming down, he's like, when the divine word came to him and said, hey, Kepha, get up, kill and eat. He was like, not so, master, not so, Adonai. I ain't never ate nothing polluted. Ain't nothing never polluted came into my mouth, unclean coming to my mouth. The same parallel with Kazakiah and Kepha. See, Kazakiah, when you get into these names, my dude, like, wow, y'all so awesome. It's messages and all these things. Everything that Most High y'all done is strategically done and purposely done. And it all has meaning. It's not without meaning. It's so awesome. That's why I say, y'all, I'm talking about it's tasty, delicious, bro. Kazakiah, y'all is my strength, right? Kepha, the stone, he was also representative of strength as well. So it's like, okay, so is Kepha, did he have the same root as Kazakiah? Like, this is awesome, bro. I'm telling you, this is a parallel right here. I just want you to see that. I just want to throw that out
real quick. They strong because they didn't defile themselves,
right,
from their youth,
right. Yeah, they did that. Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, you want to be strong, get pure, cleanse thyself of all iniquity.
I'm telling you.
And don't let it enter again into your mouth or come out of it.
That's right.
Then said I don't need, behold, my soul have not been polluted. For from thy youth up even till now have I not eaten of that which dieth of itself, or is torn in pieces. Neither came there abominable flesh into my mouth.
Mm-hmm.
People say, well, what is he talking? What is pork, shrimp, catfish,
lobster, squid?
They called it abominable.
Yeah, calamari.
Now, how do you relate, Peter's dream to that? Did Peter end up eating pork?
No, absolutely. That's a good one. Good one. Good one.
Did he wake up and get a pork sandwich?
No, sir.
That's crazy, man. Like, defiled bread. Been eating defiled bread, man.
See, and real quick, my bad. That's why you should compare. That's why you need both. What people call old and new, they both witnesses. You need both witnesses. You need both the original and you need the renewed, the ones that come along confirming that the original ones came and said and done. Now, making that comparison, what I'm trying to say here is this. A lot of people will utilize in the New Testament what Kepha was speaking about, get up, when the Most High told him to get up, kill, and eat and everything, and they feel like, oh, see, yeah, he said, well, don't call things unclean that he made clean, so it's good to eat. But he wasn't talking about food. It was symbolic for people. People was represented by these beasts, by these animals. That's what people was represented by. So when he got up, he didn't go kill up and eat no sandwich. He got up and went to go talk to a person, a Gentile. That's what he did. So that was the symbolic of that. So you can't use that no more as a justification of eating abominable foods, as in Ezekiel when he was speaking here about not eating anything about any abominable flesh coming into his mouth. So let's get that straight.
And he was being drastic, because that's how drastic it was. That they didn't go into other people's houses of another nation. That they didn't deal with Gentiles. That's how bad it was. It was the equivalent to eating pork. And they know they ain't got no business eating pork. That's how much they had no business dealing with these other. Their mindset was that they didn't have no business dealing with these other nations like this.
Right, because of they defiled bread that they had on them. And so that they don't be carried off with the same doctrine and foolishness that they been doing, because that was always the command given to our people as a whole, to not practice or not to learn the ways of the Gentiles of the nations, or to be defiled by their bread, basically. You see what I'm saying? In other words,
what the Most High was showing them was that now they have the opportunity to be converted now.
That's right.
Peter wasn't dealing with that. That's why he had to have a dream, and it had to be drastic to show him. Like, hey, I done made them clean. Now they can come in, but they got to come in a certain way.
That's right.
Show me somebody that lived like that man did. It said that man was known throughout the land. He was known to be righteous. He was known to give and to be charitable. The man lived a life pleasing to the Most High. That's why he was able to be ministered to and to come in.
Preach.
But in Peter's mind, Peter like, man, listen, man, that man, we don't deal with that. We Jews. We don't come around. No. Same thing. His same reaction to going to the man's house was the same reaction to the pork. He said it's not for us to be going into y'all house like that. And it's the same. You gotta have eyes to see, man, ears to hear, man. That's
right. Good on you.
Let's
get it.
Foul bread among the Gentiles. 15. Then he said unto me, lo, I have given thee cow's dung for man's dung, and thou shalt prepare thy bread therewith. So apparently, you can read into this. It's a little bit more acceptable. Maybe not a preference at all, but a little bit more acceptable for the cow's dung. You know what I'm saying? Right.
Yeah.
Some people say you can't eat cows. But it's like, how can you eat the cow's dung then? You can eat the cow's dung, you got to be able to eat the cow.
Right.
I'm just saying. Moreover, he said unto me, Son of man, behold, I will break the staff of bread in Jerusalem. He gonna cut it off. No more Torah, no more truth, no more revelations. I don't know what your pastor's been giving you. He ain't been giving you no real bread. It's been cut off in Jerusalem. And they shall eat bread by weight and with care, and they shall drink water by measure and with astonishment, that they may want bread and water. For everything they eat, they still going to be hungry. You're going to go to church a month of Sundays, and they ain't going to get a damn thing from it.
Nothing.
You're going to go to church for 30, 40, 50 years, and ain't got nothing from it.
Still thirsting and hungering for righteousness.
Hamashiach told you you're going to eat and not be full, or you're going to drink and still be thirsty. He told you. And this is what's happening. We see this. This is prophetic.
That's right.
Some of you right now going to Shabbat. This ain't just Christianity. Don't get it. This is for anywhere where righteousness ain't sought, and it's not a righteous head over the congregation. You're not gonna get. They gonna have bread. Don't get it twisted. They got some bread, but it's defiled, and it ain't gonna fill you up. You're not gonna get nothing out of it. That's why I said that they may want bread and water and be astonished one with another and consume away for their iniquity. They're gonna be astonished. Why is we eating and we ain't feeling nothing? How I go to Shabbat how I keep Shabbat every Sunday and I keep jacking off? How I go to every feast day and I can't stop beating on my wife, man. I can't stop sleeping with these married folks. Can't stop watching Pornhub. Why? Pray for me, y'all. Pray for me.
Like, or lying or whatever. All that.
You eating defiled bread, man. 5. And thou, son of man, take thee a sharp knife, take thee a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon thine head and upon thy beard. Then take thee balances to weigh, and divide the hair. When they was talking about shaving your hair, they was talking about for the dead. These are worship type of things. You can shave your head. After the Nazarite vow, they shaved their head.
You better believe it. Come on, Art.
People try to make laws out of stuff.
Pharisees.
What talking about was a worshiping process.
Right.
Don't shave your beard for the dead. Don't make cuttings in your flesh for the dead.
That's right. That's right.
Come on, I'm telling this man to do this stuff.
I'm telling you. I'm glad you brought that out too, because just like the Pharisees, they didn't added another little another little precept. When I'm saying precept, I'm talking about a rule. They add another rule as a way of worship or a way of and made another tradition and pushing that as if it's the commandment of the Most High Yah. So what is a Pharisee? That's the Pharisaical spirit right there. Self-righteousness. When you're doing it your way, add-ons, and not the way the Most High, because the Most High already told us don't add or take away from his word. But people do that in their interpretations of it because they have no understanding of the word. No. They look at it in a man's eye. Oh, you ain't supposed to shake your head. You can't shake your head. Why you got your head? Or look at a man with a hat on speaking. Oh, you got your head covered. All right.
The priests had their head covered the whole time. Couldn't take their hats off.
What? That's right. But people don't know. People just be talking off of somebody done told them, and they done agreed with this communication that this person done brought forth, and they've been with it ever since, and they've been passing it down as if it's the commandments of the Most High Yah, but it's been a tradition of man all along because it was a man's interpretation instead of the Ruach Yahweh interpretation thereof. You get what I'm saying?
And then this whole thing about cutting hair. You can't find one precept for that thing that Paul said. As a matter of fact, Paul wasn't never saying that. Paul said, if you go a couple lines down, he said, we have no such doctrine. He said, if there be some contentions among you that want to argue about this, we don't have no such doctrine that a man can have long hair. Nature ought to teach you, if you don't cut your hair, guess what? It's going to grow down your back. That's what nature ought to teach you. Samson ought to teach you that the angel told her, don't cut his hair ever. What you think it's gonna go do? You think it's gonna stay up here? It's down his back, man. The Nazarite vow. Oh, you can only do it if the Nazarite vow. Well, how you gonna say it's wicked another way then? The people just don't make no sense, man. If it's lawful, man.
That's right.
You can't find no other precept for that. And I just get people got to realize they eating defiled bread in these places.
Come on, Art.
And because your teacher Moray, he come to you with a smooth voice. He don't yell like me, like my brother. He don't get excited, passionate when he trying to correct you, because he rarely correcting you. 9 times out of 10, he teaches you about how the heathen going to hell and how you gonna get your own personal white slave. Whole time, you wondering why you ain't full and why you thirsty, but you drinking plenty of water and eating plenty of food. You're not getting nothing from these places, man. These are the people Jeremiah talk about that's leading the sheep astray. And you the people that's being deceived and love to have it so. Said, my people love to be deceived. They love to hear lies. You know why? Because you can keep doing your wickedness. That's why you hop on and hop off. Oh, there you go again. Oh, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That's what they did when they killed Stephen. They went to hollering and screaming so they couldn't hear his words. And went stoned him. Go ahead, nah. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to. Well, hey, take it. Take that.
Take that.
Daddy told you. Take that. Yeah, let's get back to it.
Good idea.
There. 2. Thou shalt burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city, when the days of the siege are fulfilled, and thou shalt take a third part and smite about it with a knife, and the third part thou shalt scatter in the wind, and thou draw out a sword after them. How many is that? Let's see here. Fire's 1. Thou shalt take a third part, smite it with the knife. That's 2. Third part, scatter with the wind. That's 3. And draw the sword after them. That's 4. But knife and sword could be the same thing. I was trying to see if this is like, it's a lot of 4s in the scripture, right? And I was trying to see if that kind of lined up with
so.
This,
but it's actually 3, because this that scattering the wind and the sword being drawn after them is one and the same. So thou shalt not burn. Excuse me, not thou shalt not. Slakia. Thou shalt burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city, when the days of the siege are fulfilled. Right, that's a third right there. And thou shalt take a third part, that's another one, and smite about it with a knife. And a third part, that's the third one, shall scatter in the wind. This is a continuation of that. And I will draw out a sword after them. So that was actually 3.
Right, cause only a third will be saved. So 1/3 will be saved. So that's 2. No, that ain't it either. Let's continue. Thou shalt also take thereof a few in number and bind them in thy skirts. Then take of them again and cast them into the midst of the fire, and burn them in the fire. For thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Israel. This thing, I want to talk about this too, real quick.
Okay.
It's on my brain. Yeah, watch these people, man. Always coming out with a new doctrine. People be hitting me up, brother, have you heard? Have you heard? They say you can't do this now. You can't do that now. What is this? The locomotion? A brand new dance? Come on, man. Ain't none of that, man. Everything, things that are written aforetime still stands. Anybody coming out with nothing new? What do you people get new revelations? You got to watch these people with these new revelations. I had a dream last night. I had a vision. Most I came to me in a vision and said, this is what we're going to do. No, man, no. I'm telling you, this defiled bread. I done plenty of videos. I ain't came and told you about no visions, about nothing the Most High done told me. A lot of times I feel compelled to make stuff and to say stuff. I ain't never told you the Most High told me to do it. And you just have to watch people that talk like that, man. Because he said it ain't no private interpretations. He even said he won't deal with man how he once dealt with him. So a lot of the stuff he used to do, these appearances and all that, they're not happening like that. But yeah, man. I just wanted to bring that out. Watch these people with these new doctrines every couple weeks and every couple months, man. It's foolishness.
Yeah. That's what the doctrines of devils are basically coming through. Basically what it is. A devil is a slanderer, which is a liar. So if they come in with some lies, these are doctrines of lies. These are doctrines of devils. That's what it is. That's what in last days people would take heed, will depart from them on and take heed and start listening to the doctrines of devils.
Yeah. And then, hey, Hamashiach told us, he said, not only would they be lying, he said they gonna lay claim on truth. So they're going to say, the Christ is over here. The Christ is over there. Hamashiach is over here. Hamashiach is over there. He is the what? The way, the truth, and the light. We got the light. We got the truth over here. Oh, them other folks, there it is. This the home of the truth.
There you go. That's good. That's good. That's good.
You gotta watch them, man. You gotta watch them.
Yeah, that's beautiful. I like it. Love that. This
ain't the only place you gonna find correction. You gonna find some truth. You can find it in a bunch of places. We ain't even for. Listen, man. This boot camp over here we got going on over here, man. You know, you don't need boot camp all the time, but when you need it, we here. We here. You tired of being fat? Come to boot camp. Hold on. Did I share the thing back? I ain't shared it back. All right, let's get it. Thus said the Adonai Yah. This is Jerusalem. Mm-hmm. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she had changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations. Mm-hmm. We think the white man wicked. Apparently we worse. And my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. As bad as the Philistines, the Canaanites, all these people, as bad as they were, Jerusalem is worse. Mm-hmm. For they have refused my judgments, because they were given to us, and my statutes. They have not walked in them. Therefore, thus saith the Adonai Yah, because ye multiplied more nations. Huh?
No, I was agreeing with you saying more, because you multiplied more than the nations that are round about you. Mm-hmm.
And have not walked in my state. He's always, listen, man, it's a lot of judgment supposed to come with a lot of the folly that's going on and statutes and stuff. It's ways we supposed to be handling stuff that we're not handling stuff in these ways, man. It's still a problem to this day. And it's even worse that we claim to go back to the covenant, but yet we still don't handle things how the covenant says to handle it. Neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus saith the Adonai, behold, even I am against thee, and will execute judgments in the midst of thee, in the sight of the nations. And I will do in thee that which I have not done, and whereunto I will not do any more the like, because of thine abominations. Therefore the fathers shall eat the sons in the midst of thee, and the sons shall eat their fathers, and I will execute judgment in thee, and the whole remnant of thee will I scatter into all the winds. You know how bad you got to be hungry to eat your children?
Sound like a siege to me. Famine. That even happened in 70 AD when Jerusalem was besieged and they wasn't able to go out. Nothing could come in. So whatever food they had, they ate it all. And then it was a time where they was hungry. So what else was left to do? Somebody got to get eaten. And they did that. And that was the vengeance of the breaking of the Most High's commands, statutes, and judgment. That was his judgment for breaking his statutes and not walking in his ways and stuff like that. It's the execution. That was the vengeance that was led by Yah, who said, the one that said, even I am against you and caused you to do this. This was all even in doubt. When you go back to Dabarim in the word, you will see what Yah had said, what he would do if people did not walk accordingly to the instructions in the covenant that the Most High Yah has laid down for us to follow, for the family, for the people to follow, and they didn't follow it. So he had to bring forth. But so many times he relented because he was showing kindness by sending the Nabi to warn people of their wickedness and their wrong ways to turn back unless, I mean, so that they won't have to go through that. But y'all got tired of relenting because they wasn't listening and they wasn't doing it. So they forced his hand, and he had to bring that on. He
may be about to do a judgment now, because think about it.
Oh yeah.
Why would he raise up people like me and my brother to come out with
That's
these kinds of videos, man? Because when you look out in Yasharal, it's people like us, but it ain't a lot of people that's like us, that's talking like this. Everybody else kind of doing the go along to get along. It ain't a lot of rebuking going on. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we don't even like deal with the worldly people like that. We try to educate them to understand the world they living in as relates to the scripture. But it's more so to those that's supposed to know, that's supposed to be awakened and in it. We come to let you know that, like, this stuff is really on you. You relying on those who teach you, but they not gonna ruffle your feathers. A lot of them, not all of them. You know what I'm saying? Because with you in the seat, with you being a participant, some of you with your good jobs and all that, you paying tithes. You helping people pay their rent. You helping people pay their car note. They buying buildings. They getting tax write-offs and all this that they're not putting back in your pocket. All kind of stuff is going on behind them having you.
That's right.
Why people buying buildings and they're not buying compounds? You need a compound. Forget a building downtown, so you can pay downtown taxes and downtown water bill and all this. Where is the compound so that people can come live and have animals that they can eat from the animals, and eat eggs from the chickens, and drink milk from the cat? Why ain't this the goal? Why is the goal to you give me your money and you keep slaving for the white man? There's no independence in most of it. Now, all praise to the Most High that we do have congregations that's out here really doing it. They really pooling their resources. They really coming together, putting their money in the pot, starting gardens, starting, livestock ranches and all that. These are the people we need to highlight and bring to the forefront, and this is what we ought to be desiring, man. Instead of being the Hebraic versions of the Christians. We're going to come to a building every weekend, sometimes on Wednesday for Bible study and all this, and talk about the Bible, and then we're going to go back out to the world and be everything but. Because they're going to say, guess what people say about going to church?
What they say?
Man, had to come hear the word, man. Had to come eat. Had to come eat. Had to come get me. Had to come, nigga, you just as hungry as you was before.
Right. The fried bread ain't got nothing.
Ain't got nothing in it. Let's get back into that thing. I just wanted to point that out.
Hallelujah.
Oh yeah. He can talk about our people, man. The Most High talks about our people in just bad way. Wherefore, as I live, saith, hold on. Was I?
I think we on. He says, since what? So go to 13. Let me see. 10, 11, 12. Hold on. Third part shut down the pestilence. Okay, when look at 13. That's mine gonna be accomplished. Yeah, 13. 13.
Oh yeah. Okay. Thus shall mine anger be accomplished, and I will cause my fury to rest upon them, and I will be comforted, and they shall know that I, Yah, have spoken it in my zeal, when I have accomplished my fury in them. Moreover, I will make thee waste and a reproach among the nations that are round about thee, in the sight of all that pass by. So it shall be a reproach and a taunt, an instruction and an astonishment unto the nations that are round about thee, when I shall execute judgment in thee in anger and in fury and in furious rebukes. with the fall of Yasharal, one of the generals, I don't know if it was Titus or Vespasian or what, but he said it took an act, quote unquote, God, for us to get in Jerusalem. He said them walls was made so perfect that it had to take an act of the Creator for us to be able to get in there, because something happened, like a tower fell or something just right, and it put a crack in the wall.
Yeah, I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yah have spoken it. When I shall send upon them the evil arrows of famine,
Mm-hmm.
which shall be for their destruction. Why are you eating the foul bread? For your destruction.
Mm-hmm.
And which I will send to destroy you, and I will increase the famine upon you, and will break your staff of bread. See, all them lies, he gonna come back and he gonna break them.
That's right.
So this is prophecy and a sign that his vengeance is being relieved a little bit, because now the word is starting to come forth. It's people starting to cleave to the real trueness of the Most High, and not settling for what some choose to give us, and not falling for the okie doke.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all praises. It's still, it's still around a bit, but it's lifting, man. And that's why you see people being exposed, groups being exposed, cause he breaking the staff, man. People coming out talking about get the vaccine. These are people who was trusted. These are people that people feel like, they got their best interest at heart. But how could you have my best interest at heart if you tell me to go get a vaccine that's gonna turn me into the living dead?
Right. That sounds like an enemy right there. Oh, you working for the enemy.
Being exposed.
Mm-hmm.
So will I send upon you famine and evil beasts, and they shall bereave thee, and pestilence and blood shall pass through thee, and I will bring the sword upon thee. Yah have spoken it. Hallelujah. And the word of Yah came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face toward the mountains of Yasharal, and prophesy against them, and say, Ye mountains of Yasharal, hear the word of the Adonai Yah. Thus said the Adonai Yah to the mountains, and to the hills, to the rivers, and to the valleys. Behold, even I will bring a sword upon you, and I will destroy your high places. All these things you worship. The high places is usually where people did pagan worship at.
Mm-hmm.
They had them on high. That's why your church steeples and all that, they so high and all that. The heathen love high-rise buildings and all. That wasn't our thing. That was never our people's things to be up high and all that. That's the heathen stuff. He said, I will destroy your high places, and your altars shall be desolate, and your images shall be broken. These are all the things you worship. You'd have made altars to graven images. Your altars and your images gonna be broken. I will cast down your slain men before your idols. All these people that worship this stuff, they gonna die in this stuff. You worshiping drugs and hip hop and gangster rap, you gonna die by it. You worshiping the white man and his medicine, you gonna die by it. I will lay the dead carcasses of the children of Yasharal before their idols, and I will scatter your bones round about your altars. In all your dwelling places, the cities shall be laid waste. The high places shall be desolate. Your altars may be laid waste and made desolate, and your idols may be broken and cease.
Mm-hmm.
And your images may be cut down, and your works may be abolished. And the slain shall fall in the midst of you, and ye shall know that I am Yah.
Mm-hmm.
yet will I leave a remnant.
Mm-hmm.
Hallelujah, hallelujah.
Yeah, my Lord. That's right. Right,
That ye may have some that shall escape the sword among the nations, when ye shall be scattered through the countries.
I wonder why, real quick. How would they escape? Go ahead. We'll get to that later. Go ahead.
And they that escape of you shall remember me.
There you go.
Among the nations, whether they shall be carried captive.
That's right.
Because I am broken. Did you listen? The Most High showing his heart, man. He revealing himself to his people. He said, because I am broken with their whorish heart.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the Most High's heart, which
right.
Which hath departed from me.
Mm-hmm.
Your heart's departing from him. That's why Hamashiach came and told you to return to the old ways.
Mm-hmm.
And with their eyes, which go a-whoring after their idols, they shall loathe themselves from the evils which they have committed in all their abominations.
Real quick before we move on to 10, I want the people get this right here. It's going to be a remnant, because the remnant among the nations have turned wholeheartedly back unto Abba. Their hearts has been circumcised in the keeping of his instructions, of his commands, and loving him with all of their heart, with all of their mind, with all of their strength, and doing those things and seeking his way, seeking what be pleasing to him daily. Now, in that process, it may be where, not maybe, it has been where, you're gonna have to die daily to things. You find out when you're growing and learning about Abba and turning back to him, you find out what he loves and what he hates, and you getting rid of that in yourself to be pleasing unto the Father. Man, this is a circumcised heart being manifested in you, showing forth by the actions that you do. So that's the returning. That's the ones that escape this sword, because Yah's bringing the sword. Yah's not coming to destroy the righteous. No, he's coming to destroy the wicked, because the wicked has made themselves an enemy of him. So since you my enemy, this is basically what he's saying. Since you my enemy, made yourself my enemy, I'm going to come with a sword and knock you off. None of the enemies of the Most High Yah, farewell. I'm going to tell you that right now.
He's undefeated.
Undefeated. You better know it.
Undefeated, undisputed. In my book, you may feel like your God is the champ, but just wait till fight night.
Right, I'm trying to tell you, it's over with. It's over with. That's good. Keep it going. Let's go. That's good. It's good. It's beautiful.
10. And they shall know that I am Yah, and that I have not said in vain that I would do this evil unto them. He said, you're not going to be able to say he lying. It's not in vain. Not going to come back void. Thus saith Yadoni Yah, smite with thine hand, and stamp with thy foot, and say, alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Yasharal, for they shall fall by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence.
Mm-hmm.
That's 3.
Mm-hmm.
He that is far off shall die of the pestilence.
Mm.
He that is near shall fall by the sword.
Mm.
And he that remaineth and is besieged shall die by the famine. Thus will I accomplish my fury. So listen, just like with the curses, there is nowhere you could run and nowhere you could hide.
Mm-hmm.
Even if you hide under a rock, he gonna send the pestilence.
Mm.
You're gonna get sick under the rock. You get what I'm saying? Ain't nowhere. He said everywhere. If you near to where man can get you, the man gonna kill you with the sword. And then the worst thing, if you survive that, if you survive the pestilence, you survive the sword, you ain't gonna be able to survive the famine.
Mm-hmm. That come about by the besieged. Now you keep in mind in context, those that remained was those that remained in Jerusalem in the land that got besieged and they died by famine. Because you got, if you know the history, when people know the history, that's why it's good to know our history. Don't take what these people have taught us in school, teaching the stuff that they want us to know, to program our mind and what you colonize our minds and hearts with their programming and all of those stuff. Now, learn about your history, about the history of the so-called quote unquote Jews, about what happened in the siege of Jerusalem, what happened, what they do. You know, what was, you know, they ate their own flesh. They died. They was caught up in that famine. They was stuck. Matter of fact, it's so many times the Most High is the same. He changes not. There's other times where the Most High told him that people, when they was going in, like say for instance, when Nebuchadnezzar was coming against Jerusalem, and the Most High was telling the people, look, if you want to say, like, you know, as a reward for your life, to keep your life, you know, go willingly into this bondage. But if you stay back and remain in Jerusalem, you're gonna die. You see what I'm saying? And that's what happened. So in this last siege in Jerusalem that destroyed it, where it's now no longer there anymore, as our ancestors knew it, they couldn't come out and they couldn't go in because it was a siege that was around them so tough that, and it lasted so long that it was consistent, because it wasn't a man. I know people may look and say, oh, it was the Rome. Nah, that was the Most High Yah. It was Yah at the head of his army, calling the shots to get his enemies, because he said it, and his word would not return to him void, and the Most High Yah does not lie. So he said it is good as gold. It is what it is. Now, also in this book of Ezekiel, and I'm gonna fast forward, but I don't know if we're gonna go there today, which we probably won't go there today. However, for you people that's listening, go and read Ezekiel like 18 and stuff like that, where the Most High Yah was speaking to the prophet, telling them, you know, speak and warn the people how you heard beforehand. Warn the people about their wicked ways, that they may turn, that they may live. You know, the Most High don't have no desire in that the wicked die. His desire is that the wicked to turn and be and live. That's the reason why he send people. He's not just doing it, just be doing it for a show. He's doing it for a reason, so it may be well with you, with whoever that's hearing. If you're going in a contrary way, according to that's contrary to the ways of the Most High. So that's a kindness of the Most High. Y'all keep talking about the kindness. That's chesed, the kindness, the loving kindness, a mercy of the Most High, raising up people early and raising up his prophets is not being, or raising up people to go and speak to people, to hear of their wicked ways, so they may turn from them, not to like tear them down or whatever, but it's for them to turn from it and start doing what the righteous person does, what was required for a righteous man to do. And these laws are still intact. These are the instructions that the Most High has given for the righteous man to do. But today, in today's time, righteousness is considered as evil, and evil is considered as right. It's like good is bad and bad is good. That's cursed be the man that speak like that and think like that. The laws are done away with. That ain't good. That's right. You can't nobody live. Quit lying. It's all these lies is going forth, and the people love to have it so, because it's easy. Everybody else, it's no easy way in this thing, man. He never said it's gonna be easy. You got to go through adversities. You got to go through things. Acceptable men are tried in the furnace of adversity. So if you don't have no type of adversity happening in your life, bro, you may not be accepted. You got to go through the fire. Elder Yeshavanu talked. I talked to Elder Yeshavanu yesterday, RB, and you know, when we were speaking, and you know, he was sharing with me about, you know, going through the furnace, going through these things, that the Most High may have people in your life, even your wife, that the Most High can use for you to get to certain places that other people can't. And it may not. It's not pleasant, but it's needed, and it's a fire. You see what I'm saying? That the Most High can use people to bring this fire upon you to purge out these impurities and wrong things, so that you can come out shining as pure gold. How else can you come out shining as pure gold without being put in the fire? If you gold, you got to get the dross off. You don't want to be contaminated, dirty, or nothing. You got to go through this fire, man. You got to. Through much tribulation, we're gonna enter into the kingdom. That's the only way. You got to. So ain't no way, ain't no avoiding, ain't no nothing. The best thing that you can do, that I can do, that my I can do, and everybody else that's in Yah, that's walking the way, is be accepted of whatever come our way, and make sure that we respond according to how y'all want us to respond. Instead of just speaking first before when something happens, Yah, what are you trying to show me? Your will be done, but let me, start communicating even there. Pray without ceasing. That's a part of it. Praying without ceasing, in constant commune with Abba, with whatever's coming on. Ask yourself, do you really do that? When certain things catch you, certain things catch you off guard where, you know, it's not pleasant or whatever and everything. Do you quickly respond? Or do you take the time out and commune with Abba and ask Abba why? Not just why, but what are you trying to show me? Or what is this about? You know, reveal to me what's really going on. Let me not see it. Let me not judge it based on what I'm seeing or even based on what I'm hearing. But I'm seeking your judgment. My judgment, Mashiach said this. He said, my judgment is true because I do not seek my own will, but the will of him who sent me. So do the same. But what is this? Why is this happening? What's going on? You know, in the midst of whatever's going on, seek Abba even in that. And then wait expectantly for an answer. We don't always have to respond to things, people. We don't always have to give a word. When somebody's saying something, we don't always have to respond to nothing. I mean, we see that with Mashiach. When they were saying certain things about him and stuff like that, did he respond to everything? No. You can keep your mouth shut. Commune within your heart to Abba. What's going on? You see this, Abba? You know, just take it. Go through it. Accept it. Yah is allowing. Don't nothing happen on this earth unless Yah give us consent to it. So if it's happening to you, it's happening for a reason now. It's a purpose in it. Don't judge it according to your eyes, though, and make a judgment based on what you heard and off your hearing. No, but seek Yah's judgment, the right ruling. Right ruling, man. Right rulings. That belongs to Allah. That belongs to our all. That belongs to our Most High Yah. Right ruling does. Come on now. Let's continue. I just had to share that with my fam, man. I just, you know, to that Yah file.
No, it's good, man. It's good. I actually I need to take it into consideration myself, man. You know,
we all do,
about moving too fast and not taking a step. You know, I do consider the Most High, but it's like I still could, like you said, man, take some time, man. You know, we're not perfect. We consider. And as you go, you consider more. Like, think about it. Even Peter, Hamashiach trusted him, gave him the authority or whatever in the church. But Paul still had to come and check him about something, about how he dealt with the poor and the rich or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's always stuff you could grow on. That don't mean you can't correct your brother.
That's right.
About something else, about whatever. But the thing is, don't be a hypocrite.
That's right.
I can't talk to you about, you know, lying if I'm lying. I can't talk to you about, you know what I'm saying? So whatever we bring to you about or rebuke you about, we got to be innocent of it.
Mm-hmm.
You get what I'm saying? So that's the whole thing. Some people say, well, you know, you cuss, how you gonna say something about this and that? Well, I won't be rebuking you about cussing.
Look at you.
You know what I'm saying?
I hear you, but check this out.
I do.
This tripped me out, man. This is what's crazy, right? Words. Now, with words, you can either when you say, if you're using, you can use words as a weapon, or you can use it as an encouragement or something, like to people, depending on how you use the word to a person. If a person talks to another person and use words to disrespect that person, right? In and of itself, that's bad. You disrespecting this person, right? You cussing this person out, you calling them out their name or whatever and disrespecting that person. But using certain words to express or something, that's a cuss word. That's a cuss word. Listen, y'all quit playing, man. Y'all act like, come on, man. This is bull job. Shit. Come on now. That's a cuss word, bro. Like, who said that? I mean, last time I told, even with my elder, not just elder, but my parents and my grandparents and great grandparents, you know, when they was going to go boo boo, what going to do? See, with children couldn't say that because they told us children it wasn't coming for a child to speak like that. But the adults was able to speak like that. Which I got to go take a shit. Like, I'm just being honest and being real. Now, when you define the word shit, then in that context, it's what people call doo doo, boo boo. What is it? How you call that? Not increasement, but what's that word, man? Y'all help me. excretion, not excretion.
Yeah, excrement.
Excrement. That's it. Excrement. Yeah, excrement. You know, and they say, oh, you know, certain people. Then you got certain people that say, you know, oh, you're not educated. You use words that you know, that's a uneducated person use words such as those because you don't have the right words to express what you mean. So you say words like shit and damn and stuff. Listen, I had an encounter. And this
educated in what?
Right. I had an encounter with a lady, right? And she was, I'm talking about, she was a European lady, but she was, you know, I was trying to get a thing fixed, one of my tools fixed. And this other European white lady was really trying to help me, but the other one wasn't. So when she seen the other lady trying to help me, she was just doing little antagonistic, you know, just different things that was just annoying. And the lady was like, well, let me call and see if he back there. And she was calling and see. The lady's like, no, don't call him because she's on the phone. He's like, no, she ain't on the phone call. Such and such is on the phone call. So she's open. And then I said, ma'am, just go over there somewhere, please. I'm tired of your shit. Go.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just take your ass over there and leave her alone. She over here trying to help me, and you over here. I'm tired of your shit. Take down. She was like, you're cussing him. She said, you're cussing. I said, listen, I'm not cussing. I'm using these words to express how I feel. This is a expressing. So take your shit and take that over there. I meant it. It played out way better than what I'm saying it now, but she looked like she was about to cry, and then the other ladies, they was all nice and cool, you know, like we get it, you know, they seen how she was. She was a president lady, but you know, sometimes a stern rebuke and an open rebuke is needed. You know, sure. I bet you she'll think twice. Get some better community service about yourself. You had some information for me to get my thing fixed. My thing been sitting there. I had a pressure washer that was sitting there for a while. You had this extra info. You had this other information where I can take it. You said these other people was going on the weekend that I can take it a place that you said I can take it to that they're going to be gone. But then you have some other information that you can share with me to another place where I can take it. And it had to take me to do that for me to get that information out of you. Why you just couldn't give me that information where I could have took it to that place to get my thing fixed? That's good customer service. I even gave an explanation, let me say a demonstration of how I would have did it. I would have been like, look, I don't care how far it is. This is good communication. This is good customer service. I would have been like, hey, okay, these people over here closed. They're not going to be there this weekend or they're not going to be there for the weekend, so they're not going to be able to fix your thing. However, there is another place. I don't know if you're willing to go that far. You can go to such and such to take your thing over there to get it fixed. You could have gave me that info. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So I even gave her a demonstration, not just a rebuke and example. So now she got it. She should. I bet she won't forget that day. All the steam to y'all though. See, we're not Christian, bro. I keep telling people that, man. This idea and ideology of Christianity and the way that they say a person is supposed to be and everything is not us, man. That don't mean that you're not righteous because you've done that. Look, it's right. Right is doing it the way y'all say do it, man. Mashiach, some people back in the day, I bet you they would have seen Mashiach this day flipping over tables and getting cords and whipping people. They be like, oh, that ain't right. You see what I'm saying? You don't even know what right is. Shut up. You know what I mean? You go
talk about it.
Boy, I tell you. But you know, it's all good though. I'll understand to y'all, man. Mahalo. My bad. I'll go ahead, man. I just had to say that.
Oh man, you doing right. Let him use you. Let him use you.
I'll be.
We're gonna do 2 more chapters of this thing. Gonna let it see. Where we at now?
Okay, so we was on 13. Okay, yeah, my bad. Go ahead. You were 10.
And they shall say, and they shall know that I am Yah, and that I have not said what I've said in vain, that I would do this evil unto them. Thus saith Yadoni Yah, smite with thine hand and stamp with thy foot and say, alas, for all the evil abominations of the house of Yasharal, for they shall fall by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence. We already read all this.
Mm-hmm.
It was on 14.
Okay.
So will I stretch out my hand upon them and make the land desolate, yea, more desolate than the wilderness toward Diblath, in all their habitations, and they shall know that I am Yah. And I say Yah because Yah is the base word that everybody uses, right? It's either Yahweh, Yahuwah, Ahaya, you know, all the people got Yah in there somewhere. So it's just the base, just to keep everybody in. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And I feel like we could do that to kind of, you know, appease our brethren to, as Paul said, not let our good be evil spoken of. You know, like certain stuff offend people. People be banging on words and stuff like that. So if it's a hindrance to you, we could say Yah. We could say Hamashiach instead of Yahusha and Yahweh Shai and all that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason behind it. Moreover, the word of Yah came unto me, saying, also, thou son of man, thus said the Adonai Yah unto the land of Yasharal, an end. The end is come upon the four corners of the land. Now is the end come upon thee, and I will send mine anger upon thee, and will judge thee according to thy ways, and will recompense upon thee all thine abominations. And mine eye shall not spare thee, neither will I have pity.
Mm-hmm.
How does the Christian church read this and come to the New Testament? Now it's okay to be gay. It's okay to be involved in all these different sins. The same person that's going to make people eat their own children and starve to death, be killed by the sword, be killed by sickness, and won't spare and won't have pity.
Mm-hmm.
Now he the person that's cool with all your abominations.
Wow, that's right.
John Boy tried to tell y'all in a song, he said, he killed the whole earth because it was wicked. And you think he won't do it again? Boy, you out your mind. He said he'll kill you where you stand, right before your kids. Most I ain't playing, man.
That's right.
But I will recompense thy ways upon thee, and thine abomination shall be in the midst of thee, and ye shall know that I am Yah. Thus saith the Adonai Yah, and evil, and only evil, behold, is come. An end is come. The end is come. It watcheth for thee. Behold, it is come. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
It watcheth for thee.
Mm-hmm.
So that means destruction is guaranteed to the wicked that's out here doing everything. It's guaranteed. That thing waiting on you.
It's waiting on you. It's watching for you. Yep. Mm-hmm. For that point in time, then bow. Ooh.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Got to get you.
The morning is come unto thee. O thou that dwellest in the land, the time is come. The day of trouble is near.
Mm.
And the sounding again of the mountains.
And not the sounding again of the mountains. And not the sounding again of the mountains.
Not the sounding again of the mountains.
Mm-hmm.
Now will I shortly pour out my fury upon thee, and accomplish mine anger upon thee, and I will judge thee according to thy ways, and I will recompense thee for all thine abominations. You thought you got away with it? No. And mine eyes shall not spare, neither will I have pity. You had to come back and say that thing again.
Mm-hmm.
I will recompense thee according to thy ways and thine abominations that are in the midst of thee. And ye shall know that I am Yah that smiteth.
That smiteth.
I smite too. I don't just sit and just be chilling. I smite.
Yeah, I smite, the great smiter.
Yes, indeed. Hallelujah.
Yeah. Smitten.
Behold the day, behold it is come, the morning is gone forth, the rod hath blossomed. Hey, man, look. That means it's time.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to use that thing.
Oh,
it's
yeah.
time for some fruits of the rod.
Mm-hmm. That's
right. The rod of correction.
The rod of correction. This one is the rod of destruction on them. Bow.
Pride hath budded. Violence is risen up into a rod of wickedness. None of them shall remain. nor of their multitude, nor of any of theirs. Neither shall there be wailing for them. Ain't gonna be nobody to wail for you. They gonna be in their own hell.
When all them people that he coming and he putting that ride upon them, they gonna be wiped out. So ain't no continuance of they seed at all. It's over with.
That's why I tell people too, we're gonna have to be in agreement with the Most High's judgment. We're not gonna be able to be, oh, bring them back. Oh, don't do that to my mama. Don't do that to my baby. No, the Most High don't want to hear all that. He's telling you, this is what you get for the lifestyle you lead. This is why you're supposed to be warning people. Some people be like, well, just let people do what they do. No. Well, you're going to be able to deal with their destruction when it comes. Ain't no regret. You can't be having no regrets. Man, if I only would have did, well, you need to do it now.
Right.
You need to do that today. That's why every time I talk to folks, man, I try to cut them down, man. Or I try to, a lot of people stand on a crooked foundation or a wicked foundation, right? The things of this world, the teachings of this world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when I say I cut, that means I try to break their foundation.
To put them on pure foundation.
Yeah, I try to break the poor foundation. Mm-hmm. So once it's broken, you got to rebuild that thing.
Mm-hmm.
So then I try to point you and lay the fruits of the right foundation. Let you know the scriptures is our foundation. This Torah, these instructions for life on earth. This is the foundation. Not Zeus and Jupiter. That's right. And
that's right.
People been incorporating all kind of stuff into this walk, man. I seen a thing the other day. They using chakras, people using tarot cards. There's a group of Christian witches, and I think it's a group of Christian Israelite witches too.
Dang.
Like they believe they Israelites and all that, keeping up Shabbat and all that, but they practice witchcraft openly, doing spells and all this whole kind of stuff.
You think the Most High ain't gonna cut people down like that?
People out here doing the most, man.
And it's
astonishing, man. I wonder what Ezekiel seen in that bay. He was like, I was astonished for 7 days. I wonder what he saw. I wonder how they was living, how they was talking. He must have seen and heard something that was just so. The man sat for 7 days, couldn't believe it. If he came today and heard some of these conversations and seen how people dressing, how the daughters of Zion dress, how the sons of Zion dress, how they act, how they talk. They know everything about Jordan. They know how many points this nigga scored in 95. Ask him about the Feast of Unleavened Bread, though. I see. I don't know nothing about that. I'm just saying, man. We got this thing is real serious, man. And it's like ain't gonna be no wailing for these people. Ain't gonna be no mourning for them. We gonna have to say hallelujah. Righteous is the Most High for his judgment. This is what the people in front of the throne sing. Day and night. This is what they say. Righteous is the Most High. Praise him for his judgments. That's what you're going to have to say for these people's destruction. Because that's going to be what it's going to be. It's going to be a judgment. But he's not wrong because he's giving you daily. He's sending forth people to tell you, to warn you. Bringing forth his word. That you're going to be without excuse on that day. Or why you didn't do something. It ain't going to be no excuse. It's going to be a reason. The reason why, because you didn't give a damn.
No, listen. I didn't listen to him because he said shit. And he said damn.
Yeah.
You know, stuff like that. I'm just saying. I'm just pointing out little stuff. Y'all, come on now. This is life. This is a matter of life and death, and it's that serious. Play with it if you want to. That's your choice. That's for me in my house. We gonna serve y'all. Yeah.
We may joke, but we're not joking about the sin for real and the actions and all that. You know, we do it because of the foolishness of the mindsets of the people, man. It's like, how do you come to this conclusion? And then it's like, for going off to worshiping these gods, you get ridiculed. The prophet said that to the prophets of Baal. What's wrong with where he at? Is he on a long journey?
He might be on the toilet.
He might be on the toilet, man.
He might be boo-boo. He might be taking shit.
How is it you believe in this stuff? It's folly.
And I want y'all to also know too that this Abba also said too, when that destruction come, because they failed to listen and didn't want to pay attention and follow the Most High's instruction, that he gonna laugh when the calamity come. He laughing at the calamity. We ain't laughing at your calamity. I'm just saying Abba's able to do that because that's him. He's the one, so he's able to do that. Sit there and laugh while you going through what you're going, while you getting destroyed.
We're not laughing at the destruction. We're laughing at the foolishness of the mindset.
Right.
We're bringing you knowledge to help you change that.
Right. So let me say this again real quick, one more time for people that's hard of hearing. One more time. Like my ox said, we're not laughing at the destruction. No, we're trying to prevent the destruction. That's what Most High got us to do, to bring to the people. What I'm saying is Abba, who's all by himself on a level all by himself, will laugh at the destruction of the people because they failed to follow instructions. You see what I'm saying? And listen to what he was saying. That's him. I didn't say us. See, our laugh is something totally different. His laugh is something totally different. He can do that, you know.
And we the kind of brothers you can call, you can hit up, you can ask for information. We talk to you on the side. We're not above ministering our brethren one-on-one.
Facts.
People call me, hit me up all the time. A brother called me, we talk. I call him, we talk.
Yep.
We got elders who we can call and talk to, and we likewise the same way. So don't think we feel like we better than a whole little now. No, we in this for real.
Right.
If you got an issue you want to talk to somebody about, you can hit me or my brother up.
Right.
You're a female, I got a rib, and she my rib for a reason. She got knowledge and understanding. You call her, you can talk to her the same thing with my op.
And we're not gonna spread your business around.
No,
none of that.
Definitely not. You know,
we don't do that.
We practice this in our household as we want our household to be and our ribs to be. And we teaching and all the same stuff we come before you and do. We do this in closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
My baby be like, I know. I'm like, hey, how I know you know unless I tell you. You know what I'm talking about? Right. And then that's just what it is. You just go get it. Yeah, but anyway,
let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Violence is risen. 12.
The time is come, the day draweth near. Let not the buyer rejoice, nor the seller mourn, for wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. For the seller shall not return to that which is sold, although they were yet alive. For the vision is touching the whole multitude thereof, which shall not return, neither shall any strengthen himself in the iniquity of his life. They have blown the trumpet, even to make all ready, but none goeth to the battle, for my wrath is upon all the multitude thereof. The sword is without, and the pestilence and the famine within. He that is in the field shall die with the sword, and he that is in the city, famine and pestilence shall devour him. But they that escape of them shall escape, and shall be on the mountains like doves of the valleys, all of them mourning, every one for his iniquity. All hands shall be feeble, and all knees shall be weak as water. Ain't gonna be no strong chins on that day.
Oh yeah.
Proud and haughty. Ain't gonna be none of that. People gonna be, Thank you all, boy.
Y'all gonna be exalted.
Praying for protection and all that. Ain't nobody shoot. Hamashiach tried to tell you, is it not dark with no light in it? Ain't gonna be no light in that thing. Darkness. They shall also gird themselves with sackcloth, and horror shall cover them, and shame shall be upon all faces, and baldness upon all their heads. They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Removed. Your gold ain't gonna be no good, but your gold gonna get took. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yah. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. As for the beauty of his ornament, he set it in majesty, but they made the images of their abominations and of their detestable things therein. Therefore have I set it far from them. And I will give it unto the hands of the strangers for a prey, and to the wicked of the earth for a spoil, and they shall pollute it. My face will I turn also from them, and they shall pollute my secret place, for the robbers shall enter into it and defile it. They ran up in the temple and took everything out of it. Make a chain, for the land is full of bloody crimes, and the city is full of our youth, and defile this place that the Most High loved and put his name there. And the Malkuth is going to be there. You didn't defile. People didn't really realize what Jerusalem was. They didn't really take it to heart. You know, it's, man. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen. Hey, listen, the heathen already pretty bad. He said, I'm going to bring the worst of them things. And they shall possess their houses. I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease, and their Kodash places shall be defiled. Destruction cometh, and they shall seek peace, and there shall be none. Mischief shall come upon mischief, and rumor shall be upon rumor. Mashiach told you.
Come on,
wars.
That's right.
Then shall they seek a vision of the prophet, but the law shall perish from the priest, and counsel from the ancient.
Wow.
That's kind of what's going on now. People want a vision. They want to understand the law. They want counsel from the elderly, but you can't get it. You can't get it. You know why? Because they've been raised on defiled bread.
Come on now.
How somebody with defiled bread gonna give you the pure thing? The king shall mourn, and the prince shall be clothed with desolation, and the hands of the people of the land shall be troubled. I will do unto them after their way, and according to their deserts will I judge them, and they shall know that I am Yah.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Their way, the kings and the princes were given over to wickedness. They was torturing the righteous, killing the prophets, making unjust judgments. Most I said, I'm gonna deal with them after their way.
Come on, I was just about to say that. That's the rule. Go ahead, do your thing, man. Do your thing. Go ahead, Ruach HaKodesh. Do your thing.
Let them use me. Let them use me.
Let them use you.
And it came to pass in the 6th year, in the 6th month, in the 5th day of the month, as I sat in mine house, and the elders of Yehuda sat before me, that the hand of the Adonijah fell there upon me. Then I beheld, and lo, a likeness as the appearance of fire, from the appearance of his loins even downward fire, and from his loins even upward as the appearance of brightness, and the color of amber. What color is amber?
Amber is more. Is it like a brown? Yeah, more a brownish type. A light goldish type brown. I'm gonna look it up real quick. So
how do Christians convinced us that the Malachim was white? I mean, there's nothing white about any of it. The brightness, but that's you know, his upper clothing. But below, cause he probably had on what's the thing? Yeah.
Turn it on real quick. You see it?
Hold on. Yeah, that's amber.
Amber.
Okay. All right. Safe to say, pretty shiny.
Mm-hmm.
Bling bling. Cash Money when the first ones the bling bling the Malakim was.
I'm telling you.
And he put forth the form of an hand and took me by a lock of mine head.
Grab that head. That hair.
And the Ruach lifted me up between the earth and between the Arats and the Shemaim, and brought me in the visions of Yah to Jerusalem, to the door. This is another thing I want to say too. If they know what the original is, why would they give you a replacement? If Christ mean anointed, why wouldn't they just say anointed?
Right.
Instead of wanting to give you Christ.
That's critical thinking right there. Why do they got to give you a different word other than the word itself? Come on now, think about it.
Say, this is the English version of this. What? Just give me that version. Just give me the original.
Right.
Why you want to remake stuff? That ought to show you that some ain't right. It's a cover up.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you go back and you really look, you find out, the original name, Hamashiach, don't got nothing to do with Christos Serapis.
I'm telling you.
Right?
Right.
But you find Christ got something to do with it. You might say, okay, it means anointed and it got something to do with Christos Serapis. Hamashiach ain't got nothing to do with it. I'm just saying.
No, that's real. That's real.
Why wouldn't you just keep Hamashiach?
Right. And not only that, then if that's the case, if Christ is the English version of that, why do they have the word Messiah, which is also anointed, which is supposed to be the English version of that? Come on, man.
Just leave it at Messiah.
Right. Like, why you got to come with this other? Because that was Egyptian. Man, they had all this other stuff. And not only that, why you got to come with this G-O-D? Why you can't keep it in this irregular? We know how to say Elohim. We know how to say that. We know how to say that. We know what that is. That comes, in order for somebody to know something new that they never knew, they had to be taught, right? So people know how to listen and learn, so teach it to them, right? You ain't got to teach us your stuff. Like I said, I mean that, bro. None of our ancients, none of the Messiah, none of them, Mashiach, none of them, the disciples, none of the forefathers, Abraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, or the 12 tribes, none of them called them G-O-D. None of them. Give us that they said, that the other people learned about and heard about, and then they wrote about, and then they want to try to write it into their own language and incorporate their own ways and strange things as for the original. That's a defilement too. That's an add away. If you adding to, you're also taking away.
Yeah, because you're taking away the validity of the original,
right?
The power of it, like like if it has a stronger meaning and a stronger understanding in the original, you take away by diluting it with these Greek words.
I'm going to make up a word. Let me parablesize that right quick. So what I'm gonna say is, say you got a strong drink, right? Then you dilute it with some orange juice or some whatever, 7-Up or something like that. When you dilute that by adding that other into it, you are taking away from the strongness of of this original content. Are you not? That should help people comprehend, right? So don't add to, because you're gonna take away from, and that's not too. And they do that. God is Germanic, bro. Ain't none of our people Germanic. That is a Yaphatic type people. That is not us. We don't speak like they speak. It's done like that on purpose. A tiger don't roar like no lion, and a lion don't roar like no tiger. They do that. They do that on their own. Everything is put in a specific place to be and operate in the way that it was created to do. We wasn't created to talk like them. We wasn't created to move like them, to think like them, to worship like them. We wasn't created to call upon what they call upon. We was created to call upon what the Most High revealed to us to call upon him as. And you don't add that they got because you're confusing it now. Not only is you confusing, you're polluting it. So now you calling things Kadash that is profane. So in essence, you're calling evil tube and tube evil. Dysfunction, functional, and functional, dysfunctional. And then people in their man's mind eye will try to rationalize with it. Well, this is the English, and this is all this old extra stuff. Now, if somebody told you that and you just repeating that same thing, I'm not going. My father's not no G-O-D, point blank, period. My father's Aleph Lamed, the mighty leader that teaches, that leads, that guides. That's my all. That's his all. That's everybody that called himself Yasha all. That's their mighty one. The one, the strong, the mighty leader, the head of the house. He's our leader. He's our shepherd. He's our guidance. That's our moray. You know, and he also shared these abilities through his Ruach HaKodesh to people and put them in positions to operate in that ability. Now, if you really heard what I'm saying, then you can comprehend what I'm saying. Simple and plain. So it's more races, teachers, prophets, apostles. All these things are abilities that was given, distributed by the Ruach HaKodesh for the improvement and the building of the body for edification, so that we can worship Yah blamelessly and wholeheartedly the way that Yah want us to do it. Just like how he done with Moshe. He took the wisdom off of Moshe and the spirit that he had and put it on the elders so that they can operate in that same likeness to help ease Moshe's work, so that it can be, so the people can be taught and raised the way that the Most High want them to raise. This is the Most High rearing children and raising stewards up to operate in an ability that the Most High Yah has given to them to operate in for the betterment of the people, so that the people can be in line, in sync, in harmony, in unity, in unison with the Father. So atonement can be made at one-man, atonement. So we got to have a priest, the Kohanim. We call ourselves the order after order of Melchizedek, right? Priests, kings, and priests. Well, on the priest's lips, it always have to be knowledge, wisdom. It got to be knowledge coming from the mouth. And not only that, the priests have a responsibility to separate the Kadash from the profane. So when they speak these knowledge, it'll be taught to the people so the people can make a discernment between the Kadash and the profane. Even if they don't know, they'll be taught the difference between the Kadash and profane. That's what we're doing now. So it's time to start living this thing and really walking this thing. All that talking, we talking for y'all. You get what I'm saying? When we walking for us. And also, y'all. You get what I'm saying? So yeah.
And too, like, listen. Many of you just hear and go, right? We got to hear and impart. You just be chilling. You here and there, you try to talk to your mama and them, talk to your cousin them, and tell them something. We make it a thing to come before you to bring forth correction and rebuke and all that. That is a task. That's a burden that we bear for our brothers and our sisters. You be chilling. We got to hear people tell us, oh, we don't know nothing. Oh, why don't you just leave it alone? You sowing discord among the brethren and all. People come with all kind of shenanigans to us, man. Tell us we too extreme. Why don't you just dial down and all? People come with all that kind of stuff. And these usually the people that be chilling. They be chilling. We don't get to chill. I could have slept all day. Some said, you need to do something for the kingdom. You need to do something. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, I'm not getting no accolades for this stuff. People not coming. Oh, Brandon, thank you, Brandon. Thank you for the lesson. Ooh, people not. I'm not getting nothing for that.
Right.
I'm getting a fulfillment or feeling like I'm doing something that need to be done from the Abba, and the Abba increased me. From what I'm doing, the Most High ain't cursed me for it. I put my wife in his hands. I put my child in his hands. He didn't kept them. You know when the Most High against you. You know. You know what I'm saying? And I done acted on it. And he done kept his servant to where I want to do his work. I want to do his will, man. Stuff ain't easy. Listening to some of you niggas, to the complaints, to the opinions that you bring from the world, you try to bring over here. It's a burden that we bear. People want to act like, you know, it's the same thing. You get a semblance of it with certain people you deal with. Imagine dealing with hundreds and hundreds of people, thousands of people, and whatever. You know what I'm saying? You hop on this internet, people hit you with comments. They hit you with this, they hit you with that. Y'all don't know what that's like. You're not going through that. And we're not talking about, we can bring you smooth tongue stuff. See, Lord gonna bless you. You just hold on, sister. Just hold on, brother. Keep your makeup, keep your tight pants, keep your reefer and your cigarettes. Just hold on, God gonna bless you. We can bring you that. You love us then. We be the catch me out then. Cash out be on full, PayPal on full. Yeah, you down. Hey, listen. You can move, get a bigger house, get a nice car outside, all that. Off of telling you lies. I'm coming to tell you the truth.
Absolutely. Hallelujah.
Now, everybody don't rebuke us. Some people do come. Some people do say, man, you know what? I appreciate that you brought out. It be old videos. People pull up. They be like, man, I went in, I seen this video, man. I appreciate it, man. That thing touched me, man. That's what I do it for. I do it for that one person who wouldn't have heard it nowhere else. He had to come hear it from me. He had to come hear it from my brother. That's who we do it for. All you naysayers and all that, you gonna naysay everything. You gonna naysay me if I kiss your ass. You gonna naysay me if I kick your ass. So either way it go, you gonna have a problem. I don't do it for you. I do it for those that's gonna hear and be converted.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Hallelujah, my Lord.
Get back into it. This is the last chapter. We're gonna close it. Oh yeah, 3, 4. And behold, the esteem of Yah.
Mm-hmm.
Now the esteem of the mighty one of Yasharal was there, according to the vision that I saw in the plain. Then said he unto me, Son of man, lift up thine eyes. Now, I think this is Yahusha right here. The esteem of the mighty one of Yasharal, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, because he is the. I'm glad you caught that eye. You got that good. You got that eye. Your eye. You got that eye. He got the eye of the lion, and he's ready to fight. Hey, because Yahusha is the esteem of the Most High, of the Mighty One, of all Elyon. Just like the man is the esteem of Mashiach, and the woman is the esteem of the man. So yeah, that's Mashiach right there. Yeah. This is one I bet you, I can bet you my bottom dollar that when Mashiach came was on the earth before he really fully went and was ascended into the Shemayim, when he went and he was with amongst his disciples and he took them to the covenant, to the testimonies and the witnesses and was showing him. I bet you this is one of the ones that he was showing him. This is me. This is me.
Lift up thine eyes now, the way toward the north. So I lifted up mine eyes the way toward the north, and behold, northward, at the gate of the altar, this image of jealousy in the entry. He said furthermore unto me, Son of man, seest thou what they do, even the great abominations that the house of Yasharal committed here, that I should go far off from my sanctuary? But turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abomination. They only get worse. And he brought me to the door of the court, And when I looked, behold, a hole in the wall. Got to repair the breach. Then said he unto me, Son of man, dig now in the wall. And when I had digged in the wall, behold, the door. And he said unto me, Go in, and behold, the wicked abominations that they do here. These people are doing wickedness in hidden places, man. These Masons and Kappa Gator Beta Thigh, they doing these stuff underground in digged walls behind sealed doors. That's where they doing this stuff. They doing abominations. They doing sacrifices. They're killing children. They're killing women. Sleeping with dead bodies and doing all kinds. These people is involving themselves in all manner of wickedness behind closed doors. And he said unto me, Go in and behold the wicked abominations that they do here. So I went in and saw, and behold, every form of creeping things and abominable beasts, and all the idols of the house of Yasharal portrayed upon the wall round about. And there stood before them 70 men of the ancients, old heads, of the house of Yasharal. And in the midst of them stood Jezaniah, the son of Shaphan,
right,
with every man his censer in his hand. I think that's a blade, ain't it?
Censer. Well, these censers is it's a thing that you use. I think it's for incense, if I'm not mistaken. Censer.
Oh.
Yeah, it's for incense. Yeah.
They burning incense to idols. Every man with his censer in his hand, and a thick cloud of incense went up. Yep, you're right.
Mm-hmm.
Then said he unto me, Son of man, hast thou seen what the ancients of the house of Yasharal do in the dark? Every man in the chambers of his imagery. For they say, Yah seeth us not, that Yah hath forsaken the earth. He said also unto me, Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations that they do. Then he brought me to the door of the gate of Yah's house, which was toward the north. And behold, there sat women weeping for Tammuz. This is in the cleft of the well, no, that ain't the temple, because the temple was not in the north. This is in the north. This is
the north gate.
Thing, right?
That's the north gate. That's the gate. That's the door of the gate of Yah's house, which was toward the north. So this is the north gate. This is the north gate of the temple. This is the north gate where the women were sitting weeping for Tammuz.
Then said he unto me, Hast thou seen this, O son of man? Turn thee yet again, and thou shalt see greater abominations than these. You know how many people be crying and getting into all kind of depression behind these holidays, which are God's? This morning, you can't keep Christmas. You're going to hang yourself, kill yourself. You can't buy Easter baskets and Easter suits and dresses for your children. You crying. You didn't get no Valentine's Day present. You crying. Women weeping for Tammuz. And he brought me into the inner court of Yah's house, and behold, at the door of the temple of Yah, between the porch and the altar. Mind you, this is the place where ain't none of this stuff supposed to be happening. It's bad enough you do it at all. You really ain't supposed to be doing it in Yah's house.
Mm-hmm.
That's how great of an abomination it is. This house was dedicated to the Creator, but yet you defiling it by worshiping other deities in his house. That's like a woman sleeping with another man in their bed, in their marriage bed.
Mm-hmm.
That's an abomination. What that man will do if he come home and see his wife sleeping with another man in their bed, where they sleep at? What you think the Most High gonna do? Between the porch and the altar. were about 5. What you think gonna happen in these assemblies? Well, y'all teaching lies and fornication of the spirit. I mean, of the ruach. Well, it's of the spirit for real. You're giving yourself over to demons, them spirits. What you think gonna happen, man? In a place that y'all call the house of Yah. Y'all calling these places the house of Yah. Temples and synagogues, what you think they dedicated to? The house of Yah. Your little assembly building, well, the word is going forth. What are you calling it? You calling it the house of Yah, ain't you? Doing abominations in that thing. With their backs toward the temple of Yah and their faces toward the east. And they worship the sun toward the east. Then he said unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Can't believe this thing is crazy. Like, man, do you see this? You see why I'm punishing them then, don't you? You see why I got to come and kill everything moving down here? Because this is what they doing. This is why they got to pay. All these curses I done told you. By people eating their children. By people starving to death. This is why. Crazy part about it, y'all doing worse now. They was doing at the fall of Jerusalem. Y'all doing worse. And you think ain't no destruction coming. You think it's all sweet and fun and games.
Hey, I wanted to share this too real quick just to help. It was we already went past the verse, but talking about the North Gate and in the book of Numbers, Bamidbar, in the wilderness, the way things were set up there in Bamidbar in the wilderness was there was 3 tribes stationed on each side of every direction on the north, south, east, and west. So on the North Gate was stationed 3 tribes. And those 3 tribes on the North Gate was Asher, Naphtali, and Dan, and with Dan at his head. Dan, Don. So that was the 3 tribes that were stationed in the North Gate. I just wanted to bring that out because 3 times 4 is 12. So each tribe, 3 tribes represented each direction, north, south, east, and west. And on the North Gate, and even today in the North Gate, I was just looking it up about the what they call it the Golden Gate right now. Just wanted to bring that, but go ahead, Doc. I don't want to mess up stride. Let's stay in
that's deep. I didn't know that.
Yeah. So yeah.
And then unto me, hast thou seen this, O son of man? Is it a light thing to the house of Yehudah that they commit the abominations which they commit here? For they have filled the land with violence and have returned to provoke me to anger. This is that they in the captivity. After the captivity, they're gonna come back and do worse. And lo, they put the branch to their nose. Therefore, which you see after the Babylonian captivity, which it got besieged and people got starved and killed and all that in the Babylonian captivity, they came back and did worse. There will I also deal in fury. Mine eye shall not spare, neither will I have pity. This is about the 3rd or 4th time he said that.
He ain't have no pity on them.
Now will I have pity. And though they cry in mine ears with a loud voice, yet will I not hear them.
Why would I hear him when you're going through it? You wasn't hearing me when I was telling you before this stuff came. That's just like a child. You warning a child to do certain things, and if they don't do it, you're gonna get a whooping or whatever. And then they ain't doing it, they ain't listening to you. But when it's time to get that rod of correction and whoop them, now they want to do right. You want to cry out now. You should have did that when I was telling you to do right. Nope.
While you still got breath in your lungs. Don't try to get right when I come take it. That's how you know it ain't no bedside confession.
Right.
I read a book somewhere. It said, I think it was the Shepherd of Hermes.
Shepherd Hermes.
It said the heathen got up until the point that they died because they not given the same kind of stuff we given, right? They not being given the oracles of Yah like us.
Right.
The Most High is really pleading with his children. We his inheritance. We the ones he going all out for. He ain't really going all out for them. Whereas they might not hear the truth until a certain point. They might not hear it till they, you know what I'm saying? But it's like I mean,
like you know better. They may not, you know better.
Right.
You in the house. You know the rules. They don't know the rules. I ain't look. You know how you got some company over at the house. They may not know the rules. You got some friends and they come in, your parents come in. You don't get out of here now. You got to go. Go. You can't be here. Now you know better. I'm gonna tell that. I'm gonna tell your ass up. You know better. But I ain't. Yeah. But y'all's awesome like that, man. I'm telling you.
So it ain't that we ought to look and say that if that's true, that's messed up, that the heathen got until they last breath, but we can get cut off early, right? Because the Most High pleading and leading and guiding us from our first breath. He on us from the beginning. And depending on our parents for real, to be honest with you, he on us from the womb. My son said, I knew you before you was in your mother's womb. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we just got to understand the ramifications of our actions. Even parents have to understand the ramifications of their actions on their children. Now, their children has their own chance for repentance, right? But they can have a bad start because of their parents' choices. Get off to a real bad start. You see these kids born addicted to heroin and the crack and all that. You know what I'm saying? So, but the Most High in his wisdom and all that, and his affection, his joy, he gonna minister to people throughout their lives. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's still up to the individual to change and to forbear. Whether you hear or forbear, it told you. You have to hear and do, man. So it ain't no excuses about I ain't never had no chance. My mom, because in Ezekiel later on in the chapter it said you do got a chance. You're not gonna, have to pay for the sins of your ancestors, because it was a time where, like, your whole line to be done.
Right. The parent ate sour grapes and the children teeth was set on edge is no longer gonna be said there. But go ahead.
Yeah. But now it's different. For one, because of the curses and the destruction that's coming. That has come, that we are awakening from. We're awakening from the curses of our parents. They ate defiled bread. Mm-hmm. Now, we might have grew up on defiled bread at a young age, but now the Most High is giving us the mind and upsetting our stomachs. Hey, let them use you.
Let them use you.
Most High upset my stomach. That old bread don't taste right no more. It don't go down. I throw it up. I spew it up. It ain't no good.
That's right. Yeah. Hallelujah.
That's what we come to do. We come to try to upset your stomach.
That's right.
You still eating. We come to tell you, you're not seeing the bread properly. It probably still tastes good to you, right? It tastes good to you. But we coming to tell you, like, listen, in your eyes, you see a steak. We come to tell you, man, look, man, it's worms on that thing. You don't see them worms? They microscopic. You gotta get in there. Look at it with this lens, so you can see the worms and the Magellans and all that coming up out of the thing.
Right.
We're trying to make you disgusted with the food, and then show you what you ought to be eating. Mm-hmm. Eat this. It ain't at no price. I'm not saying, send me $29.99 and I'm gonna tell you about what you ought to eat. I'm gonna tell you. It's people that's doing this in Yasharal. You want me to teach you? Send me $29.99 every month, matter of fact, and sign this agreement. It's just crazy.
Right. See, you can come here and eat and drink without money.
Yeah, without money. But I tell you what, I ain't gonna turn it down. You can bring it. But
offer.
It's not a requirement. It's not a prerequisite. I'm looking for payment from on high.
That's right.
Keep having a healthy child and a healthy wife when they both could have died, man, is payment enough. Me being able to keep paying my rent, paying my bills, when before I came into this truth, I wasn't doing none of that. I I just walked off a job making more than what I'm making now, and everything's still getting taken care of, man. And I'm able to do these videos and do the work. I feel like, I could have been wrong for even going that route, because it's like
plantation.
almost like I forsook in a way, man. Like, I gave up doing these videos and talking to my brothers for more money, and I couldn't enjoy that thing at all. I didn't enjoy it, not a minute of it. The whole time at work was horrible. The money I got just evaporated and everything. It was just, it wasn't it, man. So somebody got to hear me, man. It's for a reason. Is there not a cause? Like David said, man, it's a cause. It's a cause for it, because there's people out here that's using you and abusing you, and I know they're using you, abusing you, because I see their videos. I see what they talking about, and I be like, that's nice. So people dealing with stuff. People is really, how is it? Imagine this, right? A person nice, as sweet as can be. They don't raise their voice. They even tone. They don't see nothing wrong with celebrating Valentine's Day. They don't see nothing wrong with celebrating Mother's Day and Father's Day. It's like they still in the system. They still in Babylon. But they sweet, they nice, they kind. They don't realize that what they doing is in worship to another God. So it's like it be ways that soft speech, that stuff can fool you, man. That stuff can fool you. Jehu came through and killed everything moving, and the Most High ain't said nothing about it. He ain't said he did nothing wrong. Jehu had how many sons the man had? Like 70 sons. Killed all them, killed all their bodyguards. Most High, listen, after he got done killing everybody he needed to kill, the Most High said, yeah, you did good. Now what you want for this one?
He told me you did good.
Yeah, what I told you to do. But ask the people who he killed. Ask the people that heard about the killing. They'd have said, nah, man, he doing too much, man.
Yeah, that's an awful thing.
He already didn't kill old boy and his wife. They dead. He didn't have to go kill the sons. He killed the sons' bodyguards, killed everybody in the house.
Make sure that wickedness don't continue.
He just told you to kill the sons. You didn't have to kill the bodyguards. Yeah, I'm gonna kill them too. So how we come into this walk and be of the mind of this ain't that serious, that ain't that serious? The rich young ruler thought, hey man, I keep the commandments, man. What's wrong with me having all this money? I've been keeping them since I was a youth. Ain't nothing wrong with this money. I worked for it. I work hard for it. Mashallah, that's your problem. You love it so much you can't part from it. It was a lesson. If you got it before, you can get it again.
Mm-hmm.
And if you believe I am who I say I am, you ought to believe I'm able to give it back to you. If you're supposed to have it.
It's nothing.
It's nothing. This the man. Ain't you heard the stories about the fish and the loaves? Even if it hadn't happened. Haven't you heard the story about how these brothers caught all this fish in this boat? How they threw the net over to the side and couldn't even hold it, was sinking the boat. It was so much fish. If I'm able to do that, don't you think I'm able to give you some more money?
Yeah. Talking about paying some taxes. Look, okay, we go put your fishing pole down there and catch this fish. Open the fish. You're gonna have
go money. Get the coin out the fish mouth.
Coin out the fish mouth.
Ain't you heard about the wine I done made from water?
6 pots.
See, that show you people be hearing, but they don't be believing for real.
That's
they don't
real
believe
talk.
For real, man.
That's real talk. They think it's some people think what they call it they think it's I forgot what they call it. The Masons think like that too. Like allegorical. They think it's just like it's not real deal. It's just a figure of speech that this is being, said like this. Like it didn't really just transpire like that. That's just really a figure of speech. This actually mean this, and this actually mean this. It's the hidden mean. What they call that? What's that word they use that? I'm about to get that word and bring that word back out, man. It's a certain word that they use. Man. Anyway,
Metaphor?
No, not metaphor. It's a certain thing. It's like hidden knowledge behind it. It slipped my mind, man.
Esoteric?
Esoteric. Yeah, esoteric knowledge of it. This is hidden. This is esoteric. Yeah, esoteric. Right. Esoteric. Tomato. Yeah, esoteric. That's right. You're right. And that's what they do, man. And they think it's allegorical and all this other stuff. Like it's not. It didn't happen literal. It's just this is a figure of speech type message.
No.
That's how they approach it.
And it's words of life. And it's something that you need to figure out how it applies to your life. That's what we got to consider. The stuff about David and all. Paul told you the things that are written aforetime was written for our learning.
Mm-hmm.
You got to learn from this stuff. Why you think Hamashiach, Paul, all the apostles, they quoting and referencing Old Testament stuff?
Right. And then think about this too. Say the prophet that not be Eliyahu, when he raised up that widow's son, that was a literal action. So how come that same type of movement and ability because it was multiplied? We see with Eliyahu and Elisha, when Eliyahu went up, how Elisha asked for a double portion of his rule. So with that double portion of that came double ability and double manifestations of things. You see what I'm saying? So, and it's supposed to multiply down the years. It gets better and better. Look at a child when child's born. Look at a child that was born in the 40s versus a child born in the 50s, and a child born in the 60s, and a child born in the 70s, and a child born in the 80s, and a child born in the 90s, and a child born in the millennial. They are more prone and they smarter.
My son don't want to crawl. My baby said she put him on the floor to crawl. He try to stand up.
See, they smarter. They get more advanced because of the knowledge and all this stuff and the advancement. That DNA is passed on. So all that you learn, it goes on. It's advancement of it. So it's supposed to progress during the time. Next thing you know, you're gonna have babies coming out the womb talking.
Yeah. Ain't there a scripture that say that?
Yeah.
They're gonna come out like 3 years older or something like that, or something.
Talking. See, I was able to do anything. People say, oh, they don't believe that, but do you believe that it was darkness and the Most High said, let there be light? Or is that symbolic of something too? Is that symbolic of, I know people will try to use and say, oh, well, that's a person who had mind, empty-minded, and the Ruach of Yahweh was hovering above the waters of his mind, and it was empty and void and empty, and he spoke to it, and light became. So the man became to consider, and the man became knowledgeable of things that he wasn't knowledgeable of. Now he produced the fruit thereof, and it's good. All this other stuff, man. People mesmerize you with all kind of stuff, but then to somebody out there that don't know, that sounds good and very intriguing. They're like, I never thought of it like that. Then they want to go and run and tell that and share that with somebody else. Man, did you know really? I preach it as if it's the truth. Yeah, that ain't really what it is. Yeah. People
hit me with stuff all the time. Have you heard that? Have you heard the brand new dance now, brother? No, I ain't looking for it either. But that's why Paul said, giving over to every wind of doctrine.
I'm telling you, man.
It ain't nothing new. Your forefathers did it. You're gonna do it too. It's just that's why you're supposed to seek ye first the kingdom and all this righteousness. You got to understand what the kingdom is.
And don't learn the ways of your wicked foreparents who was not kind to the Most High. You can be kind to the Father. These are called the kind ones to the Father are called the Charashim. And these are the kind ones to the Father, meaning those that care about the Father, who care about His words and want to be productive toward Abba. These are the Kadashim. These is not the Kadashim. Kadashim, you got the Kasadim. That's the same. That's a wordplay without the eem. It's chesed, a chesed. What people say, kindness, a loving kindness, merciful. You can be that toward the Father. Did you know that? How you just brought out in Ezekiel, bro, where he was saying they broke the Father's heart. His heart was broken because of that, bro. He got feeling like come on now. Why else would somebody be bringing destruction upon a nation who's not listening unless they was, had some feeling about something? You know what I mean? You don't just do that, just be doing that because you can do it. No, something got to you. You didn't hurt me. I got to hurt you. Like, I'm being real. Like, I told you, I gave this. I gave all myself to you. Right. I gave all myself to you. I revealed my heart to you. And you took it and you threw it down and you stepped on it. First of all, I'm a king. I am the king, Father. That's right. And you gonna disrespect me like that in my face? Nigga, please. Okay. All the destructive angels, you go down there, you go down there. Tear their ass up. You see what I'm saying? That's him doing it.
Crazy.
You sending the nation. I'm gonna send the worst of the heathen.
Look.
Wait, my friend. Go get him.
He been holding them back.
That's the king, y'all.
They been begging to get him. I mean, they been begging to get us. We seen in the Testament of Paul how the moon and the waters and the earth, everybody's about, let me get him. Let me get him.
Right.
Most like, I got this.
Right.
I know what they doing. I got it.
That's patient. That's long suffering. That's love. That's a haba. That's the fruit of the root right there. That's the Ruach in manifestation right there. Now holding that off in expectation that men hear and change and turn and do what's right. What's wrong with doing right? Nothing. Y'all act like it's wrong to do right.
He see his remnant will fall off.
That's what it is. That's why I'm hold back. I'm letting them dwell together. Then like, at the proper time frame.
Like Joseph coming down the road when his brothers said, there go that dreamer. They seen him, he was to fall off. That's what the Most High see. The dreamers who didn't dreamed of the Shemaim, who didn't dreamed of returning to Jerusalem.
That's right. Real
against all odds. Because Joseph was against all odds to tell his brothers, because he heard prophecies. He heard prophecies about how Judah gonna be this and Levi gonna be this and all this. So you gonna come tell these people that didn't heard this stuff and believe this stuff, y'all gonna be subservient to me? As great as you gonna be, you gonna come bow down to me. Little Joseph that can't even hang outside in the sun. I get tired and fall out sick in the sun. But y'all that go out here and kill whole nations behind your sister and behind all kinds of stuff, you go out here and kill whole nations. Y'all gonna come bow to me. This is the same thing we got to think. As small as we is, as powerless as we is with arms and with food and with everything, the heathen is the big brothers. They got all this power and all this everything. But the Most High done told us people gonna come bow before our feet. That's and right. Seek us for help. So they're gonna cleave to the cloak of Jacob. we didn't inherited lies. That's what the brothers did to Joseph. Man, I'm sorry, man. I ain't mean, man. Oh, Joseph, you alive. I'm so happy you're alive. Then what they gonna be like? They're so happy we're alive. They're so happy we stayed and became who we gonna become. Same thing, man. Everything that is written the 4 times was written for our learning. And it's all parallel. It all go together and works out to the esteem of the Most High, y'all. And everybody that put their hands on Joseph along the way had to pay for that thing. But then you got to say, what kind of a man is Joseph? The pious man. Please refer to the Mark 67 podcast. We talked about Joseph a couple times, if I ain't mistaken. And it go in the Testament of Joseph. No, Benjamin really laid out the characteristics of Joseph, the Testament of Benjamin, and told you the kind of a man he was and how he refrained from this and that and the third, man. And that's the kind of people we got to be in order to be that remnant. And when you see the characteristics, that's why I made the video, because I go and I read these kind of books and I read how a man and a woman ought to be, and I look out at my people and I don't see it. I look out at the teachers of Yasharal and they don't teach it. So what am I to do? Do I keep it to myself? No, I come on here and I talk about it, and it frustrates me so bad that I'm gonna get loud. I'm gonna get loud because I'm astounded. I'm astounded like my brother Ezekiel. I don't know what's wrong with you, and I'm trying to figure it out. But I didn't figure out what's wrong with you. You don't know better, and the people that's supposed to teach you better, they're not teaching it. So I'm pissed at the both of you. And we're gonna come out, we're gonna talk about that thing. That just is what it is. You can say I'm wrong because I don't hear that nowhere else. Yeah, that's the problem. That's the problem. But it's being taught. It just ain't being taught to you. So, and my brother come to point it out to the four corners. You know, that just is what it is. May those that are here. We know all of you ain't gonna hear. We know all of you ain't gonna care. And look at us like we're crazy and all this, and it's not for you. Or if you find and you're not in need of this correction, then these videos ain't for you.
Right.
Ain't for those that need it. Medicine is for the sick. If you ain't sick, don't worry about it. Don't talk about it either. Just keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Somewhere somebody needs it. Somebody need to hear it. They need to hear it just how we gonna say it, with the loud voice, with the jokes, and with everything that it involved. The Most High knew who he was.
Absolutely. That's
knew who he was when we brought us forth.
Use you.
We just let him use us.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
It's real.
Oh yeah, man. We're gonna get out of here, man. You got anything else you want to say to the people, man? Closing remarks about what we've read so far. Anything that's just on your heart, let them use.
Right now, he don't let him use. He's something else. Everything was said, man. You know, just listen to the broadcast, man. That was brought out. You know, if there's any discrepancies or something that you don't comprehend, rewind it. Listen, pay attention. And if you don't, if you know us or know how to get in contact with us, contact us, and we'll make. All you gotta do is ask. All you gotta do is come. Anytime Mashiach spoke something, see, we giving it to you. We just giving it to you. Boom, boom, boom. Anytime the Mashiach spoke in a parable and the people didn't know something, if anybody came to him to ask him, he gave it to him. You see what I'm saying?
Got to give it to you.
Got to give it to you. You can't even ask.
It's hard to say if a man seek peace, you gotta give it to him.
Right, and that is peace. That's for your peace. So you need that. You come and ask and get it. Some people act like they don't have to come and ask and stuff like that. Okay, well, continue to go on with what you're doing and follow your own interpretation of things. And you know what? I'm gonna forewarn you though. Do not misquote brothers. If you don't have understanding about what a brother said, or you feel like he said this, I meant that. Don't lean to your own understanding of things. You know. It'd be in your best interest to call that brother, try to get in contact with that brother, to chop it up with that brother, to see what that brother meant by whatever he said. And if that brother's a true brother, that brother's gonna tell you the truth. You see what I'm saying? Because we don't lie to one another. We speak truth, each man to his neighbor. That's what we do. So that's what I want to say, and that's it. I digress.
Yeah. Well, thank y'all for tuning in on this Shabbat. If you're on YouTube, like, share, subscribe. If you're on the Facebook page, like, share, follow. Go back. We got plenty of videos. We got plenty of things we've done. We got chop ups. We got Mark 67s. We got scripture readings of the testaments and different books. And we've been doing this for a while. It's in our first time. For those of you just tuning in, we can put it out there. You know, we got a body of work, so all praise to the Most High, y'all. And as always, we say 12 tribes,
one nation, one nation.
Now, let's do that again. My brother wasn't ready. He wasn't ready for that. He wasn't ready, man. 12 tribes,
one nation.
Hallelujah.